Golden Age Radio is starting now. Subscribe to get future updates.
Hey everybody, get ready for some great shows. Starting out with Cavalcade of America, Lux Theater with some great Hollywood stars, Groucho Marx, one of the best comedians in history, and also followed by the hilarious Red Skelton.
The Cavalcade of America, presented by DuPont. In the onward march of events, there is a place of honor in the Cavalcade of America for the men whose vision and courage give America new industries. In the life of Henry William Siegel, the DuPont Cavalcade brings you the story of a man whose ambition and vision were far ahead of the business methods in general use in colonial times. Even in those early days, there were creative minds striving to bring more comforts and conveniences into the everyday lives of the people, just as today research chemists throughout the country are doing their part to make true the DuPont pledge, better things for better living through chemistry. As an overture, Don Voorhees and the DuPont Cavalcade Orchestra bring us a special setting of Only Rose from Rudolph Frimmel's ever-popular operetta, The Vagabond King.
Henry William Stiegel was born in Germany in 1729 and came to Pennsylvania when he was 21 years old. He found work in Lancaster County, in the heart of the region settled by the Germans, now known as the Pennsylvania Dutch. Around the fertile tobacco fields of this country were deposits of rich iron ore and limestone that supplied the busy furnaces of eastern Pennsylvania. Now, in 1752, we find Stiegel hard at work at the furnace of Jacob Huber, ironmaster. The day's work is done, and the eager young Stiegel approaches his employer.
Mr. Huber?
Yeah, Stiegel?
Could I speak with you a minute?
No, not now. Some other time. I'm in a hurry.
But it's very important, sir.
Important, eh? To you or to me?
To both of us, sir.
So? Then tell it out.
Mr. Huber, I want your permission to marry your daughter.
Marry Elizabeth? But you don't even know her.
I've known her for 3 months. That's enough to make up my mind.
Then why ask me?
Because it would please Elizabeth, and I'd like to keep my job.
You don't make enough money yet to keep her right. You must save your wages.
If I could, I would not save money now.
No, and why not?
Because of the future. I would put every cent I could find to make the furnace larger and turn out more iron.
But we turn out all there is any market for around here.
Then go further for your market.
I go as far as Philadelphia sometimes. I sold yesterday only some iron kettles there.
I would sell iron kettles to the West Indies.
What for?
For them to make sugar in. I have written to the Stedmans. They own the ship I came to America on, and they think it a good idea.
Too far away. Too risky. No, I'll stick by my market close to home.
But your stores will last a lifetime. And when they're sold to all your neighbors, what then?
Time enough to worry about that when that happens.
Think of it now, and you'll never have to worry.
And have you thought of something?
Yeah, I have. I have thought of a new stove altogether.
Why, what good will that do if everybody has now a stove that will last a lifetime?
They will want a new one, because we'll make the best stove in the world.
Like the one in my house?
Oh, much better.
But that stove was invented by Benjamin Franklin.
We'll make a better one. Look, sir, I have here a plan for a 6-plate stove that will give more heat with less fuel. It has an oven and heats 2 rooms at once. Everybody will have to buy it.
We can sell them to people who have already stoves.
We'll send them to all parts of the inhabited country. Why, this country is just beginning to grow. Homes spreading everywhere. All we have to do is make something every home will want to have, must have. Then our business will grow with the country.
Yeah, that is good sense. You're right. What should we do first? Make the furnace bigger?
One thing that comes before that, sir.
Well, what is that? More homes?
Yeah. I'd like to begin by adding my home. A home of my own.
That's fine. Go right ahead. I'll let you have any lot of land you want.
And your daughter? I cannot have a home without a wife.
Ah, Stiegel, you make such plans. Maybe it is better you should be in the family than on the outside. So much ambition will be good for the business and make my daughter happy. Yeah, you marry her in the spring.
After Stiegel and Elizabeth Huber were married, he invented a 6-plate stove that was considered better than Franklin's. Then he invented a 10-plate stove that has not been improved on to this day. In 1758, Stiegel, in partnership with the Stedman brothers, bought out Huber and enlarged the plant to take care of the increased business. In honor of his wife, he called new works the Elizabeth Furnace. In 1763, we find him in Philadelphia talking over his plans with his partner, Alexander Stedman.
Well, Henry, I didn't expect to see you so soon after getting your letter. You said nothing in it about coming to town?
Yeah, I didn't know it then. I just made up my mind. I have so many plans. I want to tell you.
No. Before we get to plans, suppose we talk about performances. Where's that order for the new 10-plate stoves you were going to send us here?
Oh, we have been too busy at the Elizabeth Furnace to get around with it. I tell you, Stedman, business is booming. We are making money. I built a new house.
Well, if the Elizabeth was too busy, why couldn't the order be filled at the Charming Furnace?
Now, Stedman, you are not an ironmaster, or you would know that in the Charming Furnace, we make only...
Of course, you're the managing partner, but I can't see by your reports why the order couldn't be filled at the Elizabeth Furnace, unless you've taken the men off the work to build your house.
Oh, no. Well, I've taken a few men off, I'll admit, but not for the house. for something much more important.
Ah, now we're getting at it.
That's what I came to tell you about.
How many men are off job?
Only 3. That's all who had any training.
Training in what?
Glass.
Glass. What the blazes has glass got to do with iron?
Well, they both need very hot fires. And it seems so wrong to have 3 fine glass blowers making stove plates. No, I could not allow that.
Well, then send them away and get furnace men if it hurts your artistic soul.
No, I got a better idea. We keep these men and make glass.
Ah, what do you know about making glass?
I was apprenticed to a glassmaker in Germany. I tell you, Stedman, my 3 men have great skill.
And after you make the glass, what do you do with it?
Sell it. Sell it everywhere. First, window plates and bottles, and then every kind of glass you can think of. Everybody needs glass. It is so useful and beautiful.
And so breakable.
Yeah, so we make more. Always we make it. Soon America will not have to bring in glass from outside. We'll make all of it. We'll have been trying things here at the Elizabeth furnace with materials we get here, and we can do it. Now, I will build a great glass house and make beautiful glass.
That'll cost a lot of money.
Yeah, of course it will. But we make a lot of money, too.
You can't make money selling a few window panes and a bottle or two to the farmers around Lancaster.
No, but if we sold to all the farmers in the colonies and to the cities, to everybody. If all the glass in America would be my glass, Stiegel glass.
Yes, it would be a fortune.
It would be 2 fortunes, 1 for each of us.
Where we get the money to start it?
Out of the profits we make on the iron.
When would you start?
I have started. I have built what I call a small glass house at Elizabeth furnace to experiment. Now I will build a great glass house.
When?
As soon as I get back from England.
England? I didn't know you were going there.
I am staying at once. I sail on the next vessel out of Philadelphia.
What for?
To get the best glass blowers in Bristol.
Stiegel, you're a hard man to keep up with.
Don't feel so bad about it, Stedman. Sometimes I can even keep up with myself.
When Stiegel returned, he brought back with him the best glass blowers he could find in England, Belgium, Germany, and Venice. Meanwhile, the Stedmans had bought 700 acres at Mannheim, the last of the Logan tract, granted by William Penn. Stiegel's properties now included about 11,000 acres of land. He built model houses for his fellow workers. At each manufactory, as factories were then called, he built himself a stately mansion where he lived in style. The noblest of these was at Mannheim. His new business prospered. In April 1769, Stedman arrives at Mannheim on an urgent summons from Stiegel.
Welcome, my friend. Welcome, Stedman, to Mannheim. Music!
Good heavens, Stiegel, you quite overwhelmed me with this reception. You might think I was King George himself.
Oh, it is only a little party in your honor.
Yeah, but the cannon I heard as I approached the house, a salute of honor like that.
That was only a signal that you were on the road and would soon be here. It was a warning to me to come welcome you. I always have it fired when I'm on my way here from the furnaces.
Where's the music come from?
When I built house, I had a bandstand railed off on the roof.
Well, so you have. What on earth for?
So all the workers at Mannheim could hear it and enjoy themselves. They're almost as fond of music as I am.
You like music?
I could not live without it. I love all beautiful things, Stedman. But I love my glass most of all, because it is the most beautiful of all.
Well, I'll admit it is magnificent.
Yeah, and it sells well everywhere. You can even sell it in Philadelphia now.
But we have to mark it imported before they'll buy it. But why do you send for me so urgently?
Oh, I could not leave here, or I would come to you.
Why, what's in the wind?
Oh, it will keep.
No. I'm eager to hear it.
Well, come inside. Come in.
All right.
After you.
Thank you. Well, what wonderful furnishing.
None better can be bought in America. This is the drawing room. Fireplace is imported tile.
That's so.
And you will find that chair by Sauvaret as comfortable as it is beautiful. Sit down.
Thank you. Well, you live like a baron.
Yeah, I feel like one. Just think. It was not long ago I turned furnace for Cuba. Now look where I am. All this. And I'm going to build more. Go further. All America.
Now, hold on there a minute, Stiegel. I see what you're driving at. But this is hardly the time for expansion.
Right. You have some news from town I don't know about?
The Townsend Act.
Oh, yeah. I know all about them. It takes foreign glass out of the market, but for us, it's a great thing.
The merchants of Boston and Philadelphia have signed a non-importation agreement.
Including glass?
Including glass. And the movement is spreading to other colonies.
Yeah, but that is splendid. Then you will have to buy Stiegel glass under its own name. And that is good luck for them. There is no better glass made in the whole world. Oh, you don't believe that, eh?
Well, experience has taught me to take everything you say with 100 weight of salt. But I must say, two men who ought to know good glass when they see it agree with you.
Oh, yeah? And who are they?
Well, David Rittenhouse and John Bartram.
Oh, yeah.
I've brought orders for more tubes and apparatus they use in their experiments. Rittenhouse says that there is no clearer or more perfect glass than yours. He orders quite a lot, too.
Good. Yeah, but here's a scientist. If he had a soul, like a real artist, he would order Stiegel glass for his table. His house would be full of it. Why, at this time we should sell even more glass.
Well, but I don't know. The merchants are short of cash, and they will not pay. They won't even place orders.
Well, Stedman, we will not need the merchants
Yeah, but
at
you
all.
can't sell glass without stores.
Well, we can sell glass without their stores.
But how?
Yeah, we'll have our own stores.
But we're manufacturers.
Our business is to sell what we make. I have made arrangements to open stores of our own in New York and Philadelphia.
No.
We shall sell what we make direct to the use of it. We shall have stores everywhere. We shall cover all the colonies. People must have glass. We shall open these stores, ship the glass to them. Many people will buy.
And how do you plan to supply all this glass with only one?
I won't.
No, I should think not. At least you'll have to go slow this time and keep your markets within your ability to supply and finance them.
But we are working overtime to supply them.
Yeah, not when you declare a holiday in honor of my arrival.
Oh, my men work better when they are happy. And anyway, it's not a full holiday.
And I didn't see a single stack smoking in the glass house.
Of course not. The fires have all been drawn.
What? You mean they're not working at all?
Oh, of course they're working. They're working like demons.
Well, what are they doing?
They are building my second glass house.
With two glass houses at Mannheim and the Elizabeth and charming furnaces casting iron stoves, kettles, and other necessities, the Stiegel fortune and business grew to great proportions for colonial times. But his business was built on credit. The house of Stiegel towered high and glittered gorgeously in the light of public appraisal, but it was truly a house of glass, though no stress or strain had ever tested it. In the year 1772, Stiegel was apparently at his peak. One Sunday, after service in the little church he had helped to build, he stepped out into the warm spring sunlight.
Good morning, Mr. Stiegel. Good morning, Pastor Muhlenberg. It's a fine day, huh? Such a blue in the sky, meadow so green.
Oh, bluer or greener than the fine glass you make, sir.
Danke. As fresh and good to see as the great truth you tell us on Sunday, Pastor.
Oh, I am afraid it is flattery to compare my poor preaching to your glass, Mr. Stiegel. And yet, both are inspired by something mightier than ourselves, filled with a spirit infinitely capable of beauty.
Good, Pastor, good. Yeah, but fair words should be matched with fair deeds.
Oh, I suppose you refer to the mortgage you hold on our church?
The parish undertook to pay for half if I paid half.
Yeah, that is true, but times are uncertain and, well, we cannot meet the note reasonable as your terms are.
Yeah, I thought as much, Pastor. So I brought the note with me.
You want the land back again?
I've preached to the men often in my private chapel, but I cannot use a church as well as you, sir. So take the note and do what you will with it.
That is like you, Mr. Stiegel. I am glad to say I am not surprised. But it will take a consideration to make it legal.
Very well. My terms are 5 shillings in cash.
And for the ground rent?
Let me see. 1 red rose in June each year, forever.
I think I can accept the terms for the parish.
Eagle!
Eh? Who's that?
Oh, it looks like Mr. Dickinson.
Eagle!
Yeah, this way. I wonder what brings my attorney here in such a haste on a
If
Sunday.
you excuse me, Sergeant.
Yeah, of course. Hey, Dickinson. Well, this is an unexpected visit.
It's unexpected business.
Business on a Sunday?
Yes, tomorrow will be too late. Monday is the day set.
Did they set for what?
The action taken against you by one of your creditors.
Creditors?
Yes, creditors. Good heaven, man, you realize you have creditors, don't you?
Why, yes, of course. Dozens of them. But what of that? My whole business is done on credit.
Well, here's one man who wants cash. He's got a judgment against you from the court.
Yeah? Now, how much is it?
Well, fortunately, it's only for a little over £5.
£5? Might as well be 1,000.
What, you mean you haven't got £5?
Not in cash. Why should I have? I never need cash here. I have everything.
Everything on credit. Why, I had no idea things were so bad.
Oh, things are not bad. They are wonderful. We have more orders for glass than ever before. We can't supply the orders. We'll have to build another glass house if this keeps up.
Another one when you can't pay for this one? Are you mad?
I have enough assets. It will be easy.
But the cash for tomorrow.
Oh, ask Stedman for it.
Yes, Stedman has embarrassed himself. He has sold his interest in all your business to cover himself.
What? Stedman has sold out?
Yes?
So,
You must get your business in order. You must liquidate and pay off some of your creditors. You must sell Mannheim.
sell my glass house? Never.
But it's not making much money. What else would you sell?
Why, the furnaces.
But they're making so much money.
But they are not making glass.
Are you willing to sacrifice everything for a bit of glass?
For Stiegel glass? Yes.
In his effort to save the Mannheim House of Glass, Stiegel threw all his assets into the market. But the commercial quarrel between the mother countries and the colonies had almost destroyed commerce and paralyzed business. Stiegel's industrial empire, overextended at such a time, fell of its own weight. First, the iron furnaces were sold to save the Mannheim glass houses, but the glass house crashed the next year. By the end of 1774, Henry William Stiegel, the magnificent dreamer, the builder of a house of glass on a foundation of iron, was bankrupt. Of all his worldly goods, only 10 pounds worth of clothes and bedding were left him. It is spring in the fateful year of 1775 at the Elizabeth Furnace.
I say there. I'm sorry to interrupt you, my good man, but I'm looking for the owner of this furnace. Can you tell me where I might find him?
Yeah. He's up in the owner's fine house on the hill.
Thank you. Why... Wait a minute. Great heaven, it can't be.
But it is Dickinson.
Stiegel.
I was wondering if you would recognize me.
What are you doing here?
What? Where should I be? Except at Elizabeth Furnace. This is where I began. I am caretaker here now.
No friends? No one to help you?
How can anyone help me?
Well, of course, I most of all should know how hopelessly in debt you are. Forgive me.
It isn't what I meant, so there's nothing to forgive.
It's tragic to see you brought to this. And once you had everything money could buy.
Oh, I still have a fragment of Stiegel glass. You see? Huh? Isn't it beautiful? I have everything that money cannot buy. Good health, a place in the sun, an eye for good color, and music.
And why can't money buy these?
Because the good Lord gives them away. They're free to all of us.
Oh, Stiegel, how you've changed.
Perhaps it is a change for the better.
Are you so at peace with the world, then?
Yeah, if only I could pay off my debts. But then that's impossible.
Well, it would be possible enough if others paid off all their debts to you. But that's impossible, too. Everything was done that could be done. I doubt you could collect another farthing owing to you.
Yeah. There is one debt I can collect. And I mean to collect it this Sunday.
Why, what is it?
The ground rent of the church I built my people.
How much is that?
1 red rose in June forever.
Even today, the Rose Festival is still observed in Pennsylvania. Henry William Stegall was nearly 200 years ahead of his time. His vision of quantity production so that a large number could enjoy simple articles of high quality was far ahead of the business methods in general use in colonial times. He developed one great industry in his state and founded another, blazing a trail that others followed later. His grave is unmarked, but his monument is enduring. It is found in all the principal museums of America. It lies in the fine form, the exquisite workmanship, and the splendid color of Stegall glass.
Meeting in New York City this week are more than 1,000 members of the American Ceramic Society. Men whose work is to produce china, glass, pottery, enamels, and tile that not only serve us all, but brighten our homes with their colorful beauty. DuPont salutes these men. Chemistry has done much not only to make glassware and other types of ceramics better and more beautiful, but to bring prices down so that everyone may enjoy such lovely things. Here are 2 new DuPont developments in this field. Stegall would have thrilled at the sight of the new glassware in transparent colors, blues, reds, greens, yellows, and other gorgeous shades. The old way to produce colored transparent glass was to put the coloring matter right into the liquid glass. Huge tanks full were made up at one time, and then tumblers and other pieces were cast or blown from this liquid colored glass. A great deal of equipment was needed, and the finished articles were expensive. Today, such costly and cumbersome operations are no longer necessary. Under the present method, plain glass is molded or blown to the right shape. Then the desired shade in one of the new transparent colors developed by DuPont chemists is applied by dipping or spraying. The color is married to the glass so that it is there for keeps. Thus, chemistry provides glassware in beautiful colors and with many new effects at a cost of pennies instead of dollars. Now let's look at a second recent development in ceramics, new type resistant colors. This recent chemical development means that decorative designs are now almost as permanent as either the glass or pottery they adorn. The colors in these decorations resist the alkali in soaps and the acids in vinegar and fruits. Even alcohol does not harm their beauty. You probably remember how age and exposure once caused decorative colors to darken or fade, but not these new colors. For once again, DuPont Research Chemistry has improved an existing product. Similar advances have been made in other types of ceramic ware. Such developments illustrate how DuPont chemists continue to create better things for better living through chemistry. Next Wednesday evening, we will present the story of the famous McGuffey Readers, among the first official school books of the nation. Our story will picture forcefully the difficulties of obtaining an education in the old days, and it offers interesting contrast with the varied educational facilities available to everyone today. This particular comparison has a pertinent relation to another feature of next week's program. In announcing an educational chemical exhibit with demonstrations which will open here in New York at the Museum of Science and Industry in Rockefeller Center, we will have 3 guests on our program. Dr. F.B. Jewett, President of the Trustees for the Museum, Lamont DuPont, President of the DuPont Company, and Dr. C.M.A. Stein, Vice President responsible for DuPont Broad Research Program. We hope you will join us to hear the story and meet these distinguished guests when next week at the same time, DuPont again presents the Cavalcade of America. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Enjoying the timeless classics on Golden Age Radio? If you're loving the nostalgia and captivating stories, consider supporting our channel with a tip. Your generosity helps us continue bringing you the best of vintage radio entertainment. Simply click on the link in the description.
From Hollywood, California, the Lux Radio Theater presents Madeline Carroll and Don Amici in Dangerous with Heather Angel.
Lux presents Hollywood, and our cordial thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen, who make these programs possible by your loyalty to Lux Flakes. 2 weeks ago, we made an announcement at the end of our program. By popular request, we are making that announcement again at the end of our program tonight. So please listen carefully and have your pencils ready at the close of this performance. Starred tonight are Madeline Carroll and Don Amici with Heather Angel in Dangerous, the gripping drama of a hard-luck girl. A girl who unintentionally brings misfortune to those who know her, and how romance and happiness finally find a place in her life. Our guest is Miss Thelma Saxton, who has one of Hollywood's oldest odd jobs, and conducting our orchestra is Louis Silvers. Tonight, we welcome back to our stage our regular producer and host. Completely recovered from his illness, he'll be with us now as heretofore every Monday night. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood's pioneer, star maker, and director, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. And after nearly 4 weeks in the hospital, there's a new thrill in saying that old phrase. With these greetings, my sincere thanks go out to the hundreds of you whose thoughtful letters came like the voices of friends to brighten the long days. I know now what radio really means to the thousands of people imprisoned by illness. Lying there, I realized the great power of radio to cheer and comfort, and I was proud to be a part of it. And I thought, too, of the importance of 1938 as a milestone in motion picture progress. For this is the 35th anniversary of that historic film, The Great Train Robbery, which created the first screen star, Bronco Billy Anderson. Today, Bronco Billy's almost forgotten. And stars like Madeline Carroll and Don Amici have inherited the royal ermine of international popularity. Frequently termed the screen's most beautiful actress, wife of Captain Philip Astley, one of the personal guards of the King of England, it's difficult to picture Miss Carroll as the ex-school teacher who once went to London yearning to become an actress and ended up by tutoring again for $3.50 a week and meals. Hollywood knows Miss Carroll not only as a splendid actress, but as one of our most sincere and vigorous workers for world peace. Don Amici, son of a coal miner, left his law studies to become a stock company actor. Turning to radio, his success won him a screen test at MGM. The test was discouraging. And Don was soon back in Chicago, resuming his radio work. But 20th Century Fox brought him out for another try. And this time, stardom came rapidly. Now seen in old Chicago, Don's new film is called Josette. Our play is taken from the highly successful Warner Brothers film. Don Amici is Don Bellows, Miss Carroll plays Joyce Heath, and Heather Angel is Gail Armitage. And now, the Lux Radio Theater presents Dangerous. Bachelor apartment in New York City. In the tastefully furnished living room, Don Bellows, a rising young architect, stands at the telephone table. He's in a hurry. With the receiver propped between his shoulder and his ear, he wriggles out of his coat and hands it to his Filipino houseboy.
Yes, of course, Miss Linder. Here, take my coat, Carlos.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we'll be there, all right, Mrs. Linder. Yes, I'm stopping by to pick up Gail. All right, goodbye, Miss Linder.
You out to dinner tonight, Mr. Bellows?
Yeah, I'm late right now. Snap into it, will you, Carlos? Lay out my dinner jacket, draw a bath. No, never mind the bath.
Did you ever try putting celluloid fish in the tub to entice him into it, Carlos?
Gail, what are you doing here?
I thought I'd save you the trouble of picking me up.
Well, darling, you're a lifesaver. Go ahead, Carlos. I'll have time for that bath now.
Yes, sir.
Oh, let me look at you, Gail. Oh, you're gorgeous, you know it?
Thank you. I try my best.
Oh, what do you think?
Did I love you?
Well, I'm a little fond of myself this evening. The bank is going to make that building loan for the estates.
Don! Oh, that's marvelous.
Oh, miraculous is the word. All I have to do is put $100,000 in escrow.
That much? But every cent you have is in that land now, Don.
Oh, don't worry about the petty cash. I'll come out all right. Unless I fall down, they'll be the most beautiful estates in the country. And I can't fall down. I've waited too long. I've worked too hard.
It seems as though it's all going to come true, doesn't it, Don?
Yes, I guess we have everything, young lady.
Best of all, we have us.
Yeah, the very best of all.
Happy.
Oh, hysterically.
Why?
Well, because I have very good sense.
Mr. Bellows, you're a cad. Now hurry up and get dressed. We don't want to be late to the Linders.
Oh, I don't suppose we could get out of...
We could not.
No.
You'll meet people there who can afford to buy your houses.
People who go to the Linders don't need houses. They need tombs.
Oh, and it's really been so nice to have you.
Thank you, Miss Linder.
Good night, Mrs.
Good night.
Linder. Good night, my
Good
dear.
night.
Good night. Well, that's over.
Being the extra man at a Linder dinner party is like being the spare corpse at a wake.
I could kiss you for getting us out, Ted.
Well, now that we're out, what happens?
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to go down and do the shooting galleries and honky-tonks and things.
Oh, slumming. Say, that's an idea.
Of a sort. Say, I know a swell little dive over near the tracks on 10th Avenue.
Sawdust on the floor?
Up to your knees. Come on. Well, why doesn't somebody say something?
Is this what's known as a den of iniquity, Ted?
Sure, this place is tops in iniquity. Why?
Well, I thought it'd be picturesque. It's only sordid.
Want to get out?
I think so.
Well, let's go. Hey, Don.
Hmm? Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you looking at, Don?
That girl over there. The one sitting alone.
What about her?
Oh, nothing much. She, just doesn't seem to belong here somehow.
I noticed her before. She tosses them off like a stevedore.
Let's get out. It's depressing.
I'm ready.
Well, it was a good idea, but it fizzled.
I'm sorry I suggested it. Are you going to take me home, Ted?
Sure.
Then you won't have to make the trip, Don. We can drop you at the apartment.
Hmm? Oh, thanks.
Say, what's the matter with you?
I was just thinking. Did you ever hear of Joyce Heath?
Joyce Heath, the actress? Of course I have. She was a star about 3 years ago.
I think I saw her in Camille.
Yes, I did, too.
Whatever happened to her?
I was speaking to a producer the other day, and her name came up. This fellow said she was never a star. She was a comet. She appeared suddenly, fell spectacularly, and disappeared completely.
Very poetical, but why?
Well, fantastic as it sounds, it was because of a jinx, one she put on other people.
A jinx?
Yes. It started when one of her leading men was killed on opening night. From then on, everyone who had anything to do with her seemed to run into bad luck. Divorces, failures, scandals, even suicide. It got so producers were afraid to use her. Actors wouldn't play with her. She got to believe it herself finally, and she just disappeared.
It's almost unbelievable.
Yes, except for one thing. That woman I pointed out to you in that place. That woman was Joyce Heath.
What?
Don, are you sure?
I'm positive. I'd never forget her face.
Oh, it's terrible. Well, why doesn't somebody help her?
You can't help a jinx woman.
I wonder.
Well, this is you, Don.
Oh, thanks. Look, just let me out at the corner. I'll walk the rest of the way.
Well, sister, what do you say? Want anything else?
What's the matter? Can't I sit here?
It's getting late, and you ain't paid for the last one yet.
You'll get it. Take your time.
Excuse me, mind if I sit down here?
No, not if you take her check.
I wasn't speaking to you. Do you mind, miss?
Do what you want.
Thanks. Two, or whatever the lady's having.
Right.
I've seen you before.
Which doesn't exactly make us old friends.
I'm sorry. I should have had a more original opening. But I came all the way back here just to tell you.
It really doesn't interest me, if you don't mind.
Please don't leave. I want to speak to you, Miss Heath.
What did you say?
Joyce Heath.
I? Joyce Heath sitting alone in a dive like this. You must be crazy.
Maybe. I have a very vivid recollection of her face, though. You see, Joyce Heath helped me once. It was a long time ago, and she never knew it, of course. I was just getting my start in architecture, and things were going pretty badly. I was discouraged, ready to quit. And then one night, I went alone to the theater. Joyce Heath was playing in Camille. I'll never know exactly what happened to me that night, but somehow it gave me strength, gave me the courage to go on. She was a magnificent artist. I'll always be grateful to her.
Now you're a success, I suppose.
Oh, fair one.
Well, you don't have to thank me.
No. There isn't much similarity, except in appearance.
Lots of people look alike.
Joyce Heath was electric, terribly alive. That's the way I saw her that night. Do you remember the deathbed scene? There was a dim light on the stage. You were lying on a couch. Armand is on his knees beside the bed. Your hand goes out and caresses his head. You say, "I'm dying." Remember? I'm dying.
I'm dying, but I'm happy too. And my happiness conceals my death. But you will speak of me sometimes, won't you, Armand? Give me your hand. It isn't hard to die. I do not suffer now. One would say that life was restored to me. I experience a relief I never felt. I shall live. I shall...
Miss Heath. Miss Heath.
What's the matter? Is she out?
Yeah, help me get her out of here. Get a cab, will you?
Okay.
I'm going to take her home.
Yes? Who is it? Good morning. Still in bed, miss? You look very poorly.
Do I? It won't surprise you to be told that I feel very poorly.
Nope, it won't. Figuring the condition you arrived in last night.
And just where did I arrive, if I'm not asking you to betray a confidence?
Mr. Bellows' place. His country place. He's an architect. One of them fellows that draws pictures.
Thank you. And I suppose you're Mrs. Bellows. Or you just one of his sketches?
Nope, I ain't. I'm his housekeeper when he comes down for weekends.
How cozy. And Mr. Bellows, where's he?
Eating his breakfast. And if you want to see him, you better perk right along, because he's got to get into town.
Yes, I'm rather looking forward to seeing Mr. Bellows. Get out of here and let me get dressed.
Good morning. How are you, Miss Heath? Feeling better?
No.
I'm sorry.
How did I get here?
I brought you. I looked in your purse for your address, and there wasn't any. You had to have someplace to go.
Oh,
so...
don't bother with an alibi. It really doesn't matter.
If I were looking for an alibi, I think you'd supply it. Look at yourself in the mirror. Take a good look. The only feeling you could arouse in a man is pity.
Pity? You have the nerve to feel sorry for me. You, with your fat little soul and smug face, picking your way so cautiously through a pastel existence. Why, I've lived more in a day than you'll ever dare live. Pity for me. That's very funny, because I've never had any for men like you. I've never... Oh, what's the difference?
Just now, you were as I'd imagined you'd be.
Yes, playing a second-act speech at a third-act curtain.
There might be a fourth act, you know.
Not for me. And when you boast to your friends about how you brought me here, I wouldn't mention it was after I'd become a has-been. It might detract from the glamour of your adventure.
Look, Miss Heath, I brought you here
because you were sorry for me. You already said that.
It was more than that. Let's just say I brought you here because you're an actress whom I've always admired and to whom I'm grateful for some of the finest performances I've ever seen.
I'm humiliated to the point where I must thank you. Well, now what?
That depends upon you. Here, take a look out that window. It's a nice country up here, isn't it? It's quiet and restful. A person could find peace here.
You can only find peace in yourself. And when you do, you might as well be dead. Rest in peace. It's for tombstones.
And for the living?
Desire. To want something. To work for it and get it. To live up every moment of it and then go on, leaving yesterday behind. On and on. Higher and higher. Frustrated actress reads lines for small audience.
Oh, no. You'll go on. Talent like yours doesn't die. You were a star once, and you can be again.
Yes, an evil star, a jinx. You better run for your life.
Oh, you can't possibly believe that superstition.
2 men who loved me are dead. Some have been ruined financially. Successful shows have folded. How can I ignore it when everyone else believes it? When no producer in the country will risk giving me a part.
Breakfast is ready.
In a minute, Miss Williams. You'll have some breakfast, won't you?
No, thank you. If you're going into town, you can take me with you.
Won't you stay out the week? No one's going to be using the house, and I can come down and bring you in Saturday. The rest will do you good.
Helping Joyce Heath is like shaking hands with the devil, the worst luck in the world.
I don't believe that. Do you really want to go back to the city?
I don't care.
Well, then you won't feel obligated if you stay, will you?
Why should I? It doesn't make any difference.
No, of course it doesn't. And you'll stay?
Yes. But stop asking me questions. Go on, go back and boast to your friends about fishing Joyce Heath out of the gutter.
You shouldn't say things like that. It isn't fair.
I didn't ask you to help me.
Of course you didn't. Goodbye, Miss Heath. I'll see you Saturday.
And so ends Act One of Dangerous. In a moment, Madeline Carroll and Don Amici will be back to continue with Act Two. Meanwhile, we've some fun for you. See how good your guess is on the odd knowledge questions I'm going to read to you. And just to make it more interesting, I've asked one of the ladies in our audience if she won't be good enough to come up here to the microphone and try her luck on them. I know we all like someone else to try his luck. Well, at least you can try your luck in the privacy of your own mind. And now I'm going to ask Miss Catherine Carlton of Portland, Oregon, who has just come up from the audience, 4 simple questions. Here's the first question, Miss Carlton. In some countries, elephants wear silk stockings. Right or wrong, Miss Carlton?
Well, that one's easy. Surely I'd say wrong.
Well, strangely enough, the statement is right. In Borneo, sacred elephants wear hand-knitted silk stockings over their feet, and their stockings are changed daily. Number 2, right or wrong? Good stockings, when new, will ordinarily stretch to 11 inches at the top, out sizes to 14.
Well, on that one, I'd guess right.
That statement is right. Good stockings, if they haven't lost their elasticity by careless washing, will ordinarily stretch to 11 inches at the top, out sizes to 14. Number 3, answer right or wrong. Nobody wears stockings made of wire.
Right.
The statement is wrong. If you ever go to the Congo, look up Princess Watutsi. She wears a knee-length skirt, and her hosiery is made of wire. Number 4, for many women, stockings are the greatest single item of expense in their wardrobe.
You said it. With a great many women I know, that's certainly right.
Yes, that statement is correct. 5 out of 6 women asked said they pay more to keep themselves in stockings than they pay for any other single item in their clothes budgets. But more and more women are reducing stocking expense by caring for stockings with Lux Flakes. Lux saves stocking elasticity, keeps stockings live and stretchable, so they give instead of breaking so easily into runs. Get a big package of Lux Flakes tomorrow. Lux your stockings after every wearing. Then they'll look lovelier, fit better, wear longer. Please listen carefully for the announcement which will come at the end of our program. Mr. DeMille.
We continue with Dangerous, starring Madeline Carroll and Don Amici. A few days have passed since Don left Joyce Heath at his cottage in the country. It's early Saturday afternoon, and he's returned to drive her back to the city. In the spacious kitchen, Mrs. Williams goes about her preparations for dinner as Don questions her concerning Joyce.
Well, is that all you've got to tell me? She ate and she slept. Didn't she say anything?
Well, she ain't what you call a chatty body. You could get more folksy conversation out of a snowman.
Well, where is she now?
Went walking toward the hill on the north meadow.
I guess I better find her. Kind of looks like rain to
Yes,
me.
it's going to rain right enough. When you fetching her home?
Whenever she wants to go. Why?
Lands, I was just talking, but I sort of wish she was gone.
Why?
Because it's different with a man like you. But a woman can tell a lot about another woman. She's dangerous, Mr. Don. A bad woman's got something that a good one ain't. Good women are jealous of that something and afraid of it. You can't say exactly what it is, but she's got it, and I'm afraid of her. For your sake.
Sounds to me as if you've been reading some trashy novels, Mrs. Williams. In the first place, I don't find Miss Heath particularly charming off the stage. And in the second place, it's no concern of yours. I'll go and find her. She'll be out of your way by this evening. Miss Heath? Where are you? Miss Heath? Oh, there you are. Miss Heath, wake up. Hey, come on, wake up.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it is.
It's you, and it's Saturday, and I went to sleep in a haystack. It all comes back to me now.
It's also going to rain, and it's supposed to show very good sense to come in out of it.
That's merely hearsay.
Gosh, you look much better.
I feel it. I've enjoyed it here. Going barefooted, sleeping in the sun, and playing naiad in general.
Now, just what is a naiad?
Some sort of a wood nymph, I think, but I'm a little mixed up on my sprites.
Well, even at that, a naiad becomes you more than a maenad.
Fancy, and just what is a maenad?
Well, maenads were mythical women renowned for their beauty and charm. They attended the Dionysian revels and were always so carried away by the wild madness that they ended up by dancing hysterically over the edge of a cliff to destruction.
Sorry, I'm too tired to be hysterical, and my feet are much too sore from going barefooted to stand the job dancing off cliffs. By the way, I got the sermon. Thank you.
I didn't mean to preach.
I probably deserve it.
Oh, here it comes. Come on, we'll have to run for it.
Woo! Naiad and maenad, nothing mermaid. Come on.
Yes, just look at that rain. You know, I'm afraid we won't make it tonight.
I don't mind. I don't mind anything. I've had a good dinner, the fire's warm, and don't be surprised if you hear me purr.
Did I tell you I saw you the opening night of Hedda Gabler?
No.
I think it was one of your best things.
Do you?
Which play would you prefer to do above all others?
One I've never done. It's called But to Die. I wouldn't have to act it. I could live it.
Why hasn't someone produced it with you?
With the Jinx woman of the theater? I noticed another play on your bookshelf. I'd like to play that sometime, too.
Which one was it?
A thing called Forever Ends at Dawn.
Forever Ends at Dawn. I don't think I've ever read it.
It has a beautiful last act.
Wouldn't read it to me, would you?
Sure you want to hear it?
Oh, it'd be a treat.
Well, just the last scene, then.
All right.
The locale is behind the front lines of an aviation post during the war. The principal characters are an aviator and a woman. She's not a nice person, but fascinating. The man has a wife or a fiancée, I've forgotten which, with whom he's very much in love. However, he's intrigued by the woman, but quite nobly resists her charms. The second act ends with him receiving orders to leave at dawn. That's where the title line comes from. Here it is. Here. You may find some of the dialogue a little awkward in spots, but I'll try and make it convincing.
I've never heard you yet when you weren't.
Thank you. Here we are. It's midnight. The room is illuminated by a floor lamp. Joan sits reading. There's a knock at the door center. She opens it to Richard. Joan. You at this hour? Richard, it was my last chance. You see, we're moving up at dawn. I've come to say goodbye and tell you what grand fun it was knowing you. It was, wasn't it? Joan, yes. Yes, of course. Only I thought our goodbye would be different from this. Richard, it might have been, but you see, there was always... Joan, the girl in the back of your watch. It doesn't matter. Richard, it does matter, I tell you. It matters all the difference between you and her. Tonight and forever. Joan, her forever lasts until death do you part. Mine but till dawn. Tomorrow is where regrets lie, Richard. But there'll be no tomorrow for us. Only tonight, which we steal from no one and forget as a dream which was no part of our normal lives, over which we had no control, and for which we need feel no obligation.
Is that the end of the play?
Almost.
May I see that book, please?
Of course.
Thank you. It's not Forever Dies at Dawn, is it? There is no such play, is there? You are making it up.
Yes.
You should be a writer, too.
Where are you going, Don?
For a walk.
In this rain?
I like walking in the rain.
I'll go with you.
I'd rather you didn't.
Would you? Would you like me to leave here now? Would you like
Never to see me again. I'll go if you say so.
You can't go.
Because of the rain?
No, because I want you to stay.
Oh, Don.
Joyce, what's happened to us? I don't understand.
Must we understand? It's happened. That's enough. Kiss me, Don. Don.
Joyce, I'm going to take that walk by myself. I've got to think. I'll be back later.
Will you have some more coffee, Mr. Bellows?
No.
Toast?
No. Thank you. I've had enough.
Is there anything wrong, sir?
Wrong? What should be wrong?
Nothing, sir. Excuse me.
Good morning.
Joyce. How are you, Joyce?
May I have some coffee, please?
Of course.
You didn't come back last night.
No.
Why?
Joyce, I hate loose ends. They tangle your life and then trip you up.
Yes, Don?
Last night, I'm sorry I kissed you. I'm sorry I said what I did.
If you didn't mean it, then I am too.
Joyce, you don't understand. I'm engaged to someone. I'm in love with her.
It's very gallant of you to tell me now.
I was unfair to you, too. I just lost my sense of values. I regained them this morning, and I'm asking you to forgive me for last night. And for what I'm saying now, if it hurts.
Hurts me? You delight me. You have the most amazing lack of humor I've ever known. Perhaps you think I meant it last night. I almost laughed in your face. Made me a little sick to think anyone could be so stupid to be taken in by a lot of old tricks. I thought you at least might be amusing. Instead, you turn out to be dull, stupid, and so afraid. But you needn't be. I won't upset your Sunday school romance or your oh-so-nice career. Hurt me. Get out before you give me hysterics. Get out! Get out! Don, you came back. I was praying you would.
I tried to leave. I drove halfway into town. They stopped me on the road. The bridge was out. I had to turn around and come back. And I was glad, Joyce.
You didn't believe what I said. Please tell me you didn't.
Perhaps I had it coming.
No, you didn't, Don. No, it was a lie.
Shall we forget it?
Yes. But there's something I want you to remember. I know you belong to somebody else. And I don't want you, Don. But last night was mine, and I made it ugly this morning. I don't want you to think of it that way.
I won't.
You will unless you know the truth. That night I came here. You took me in out of pity. That hurt my pride. And because I'm a good deal of a shrew, I wanted to hurt yours. I was going to tease you with all the tawdry tricks I knew until you tried to kiss me. And then I was going to laugh in your face. I was an actress playing a part, but I played it too well. Because when you took me in your arms, I didn't want to laugh. I wanted to cry.
Oh, Joyce, darling, I'm sorry.
I'm not. I'm glad. Last night was beautiful. It'll always be beautiful. And now that it's over...
It isn't over, Joyce.
It's got to be over. You've got everything ahead of you. Someone you love who can help you. I couldn't do that. I'm the kind of a woman who destroys, not builds. I'm Joyce Heaston, a Maynard who doesn't want to dance over the cliff with anybody as fine as you.
Mr. Bellows,
Yes?
they just sent word up from town. You can get through now.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're going to go?
Oh, I don't know.
You've got to, because if you stay, it'll be too late. I'm bad for people. I'm a jinx. I don't want to be, but I am. So I'm being generous, Don. Kinder than I've ever been. And I can't be much longer. So go. Get away. Leave me. You can leave me, can't you?
I don't know. I've got to find out.
Mr. Bellows? Oh, Did Mr. Bellows leave?
Yes.
Is he coming back?
Yes. Yes, I think he will.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Bellows.
Good evening, Anna. Is Miss Gale in?
Oh, yes, sir. In the living room, sir.
Thank you.
Well, hello there, Mr. B. It was about time you were getting back.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry, Gale. I was delayed.
Well, at least I know what to expect when we're married. Sit down.
Gale, I want to speak to you. It's going to be a little difficult, but
Has something happened?
yes, something's happened.
Go on.
Gale, there's no woman in the world who I'd be prouder to have as my wife than you. More than that, I have respect for you, for your integrity, your pride. If I could make myself respect you a little less, it'd be all very simple. But I can't. So I've got to ask you a question. And I'm afraid I already know the answer.
What is it, Don?
If we were married, Gale, you know that you know I'd live up to it, don't you? That I'd live only for you.
I know that.
I would, Gale. But if there was someone that I'd never see again, someone who had a strange fascination for me, which I couldn't destroy, would that make a difference to you? Even though I'd never see her?
Yes, Don, it would. Whether you ever went to her or not wouldn't matter. But the fact that you'd want to would. It mightn't make me love you any less. Perhaps more. But the agony of wondering when you kissed me if you were thinking of her, the hate and dread I'd have of that other woman, the terrible loneliness for that part of your life I didn't own, that would be unendurable. Is that what you wanted to know?
Yes, Gale.
I can't tell you how much I admire you for being honest, Don. And thank you for coming to say goodbye.
Gale,
Oh, Don. Who is it?
Excuse me, miss. Will Mr. Bellows be staying for dinner?
Mr. Bellows is gone, Anna.
Oh, will he be coming back, miss?
Yes. Yes, I have a feeling that he will.
Dawn, is that you?
you knew I'd be back.
I've been waiting out here for you.
Let's go inside. I want to talk to you, and I've got to drive back.
Tonight?
Yes. Go in.
Well, Don.
Sit down and listen to me. You and I are artists, Joyce. I'm an architect, and you're a great actress. I deal in permanency, things that endure. You in emotions, moments. I want to know, is there any consistency in the way you feel toward me?
Tonight I love you so much that nothing else matters. Tomorrow should be the same. But tomorrows have betrayed me too often to promise them. That's the only answer I can give you.
Well, it's an honest answer, Joyce.
I'm not lady enough to lie.
No, I don't think you would. Joyce, I broke my engagement.
Why?
Because of you.
What about her?
You're to never mention her again. Except that I want you to know that she's finer and stronger than either of us. If she weren't, I wouldn't be here.
Then I'm glad I'm weaker. And you are too, aren't you? Say you are.
No. But I'm here.
That's all I care about.
Well, there are other things that are important to me. First, your career.
Why should you concern yourself with that? They won't let me in a theater for fear it'll fall down.
I've killed that superstition. You start rehearsing But to Die for George Sheffield Monday morning.
I? You're mad. Sheffield wouldn't risk it.
You're to get the script from him tomorrow.
Don, how did you do it? You didn't put your money in it.
Yes.
You fool, you crazy fool. Something will happen. I won't let you. I'm a jinx, I tell you.
You're no such thing. You're a great actress. I'm so sure of it that I'm risking the money that was going to realize the one dream I've ever had. You're going to be greater than you ever were. Because if I'm going to marry Joyce Heath, it's going to be the Joyce Heath.
Marry?
As soon as the play opens, maybe even before.
We can't.
Why not?
Because I won't let you. Not so soon. Don't tempt fate, Don. You don't know the chance you're taking.
I don't believe in fate.
I do. It was fate that brought us together.
Then it'll keep us together.
Oh, I hope so. Darling, I hope so.
We pause for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The curtain comes down on the second act of Dangerous. Our stars will be heard in Act 3 after the short intermission. Now we call forth another from that unsung group who helped make motion pictures, but whose names are little known outside of Hollywood. Tonight it's Thelma Saxton, who has appeared in nearly 50 films. And a touch of mystery is added when you realize that you've never seen her face and never heard her speak, but you have seen her hands, hands that have doubled for many of our loveliest stars.
And I'm going to explain all that, Mr. DeMille, because if I don't, people are apt to get the impression that the hands of the stars are not beautiful enough for close-up shots. And of course, most stars do have beautiful hands. First, Mr. DeMille, how much money is represented in a single scene of a big picture?
Anywhere from a few hundred to many thousands of dollars, depending upon who and how many are involved in the making of it.
And now will you tell us about how many minutes of a picture can be shot in an average 8-hour day?
Well, yes, but who's interviewing whom, Miss Saxton? If we shoot 5 minutes of the final film, we're doing remarkably well.
And that's where I come in. Now, suppose there's a scene in a picture involving, let's say, a letter. And suppose that the audience is first going to see that letter from a distance, and then in a close-up in which the star holds it in her hands. For the first shot, the set would have to be arranged so the camera could shoot the letter from a distance. Then, to take the close-up, the stars and all the people would have to wait around until the lights and the camera were rearranged. That minor detail might require anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, plus all the money represented in an idle cast.
And to avoid that, Miss Saxton, we turn the letter over to the Special Effects Department, which shoots it from the desired angle without requiring the star's presence.
Exactly, and incidentally gives me a job. For special effects shots, my hands have held a basket for Carole Lombard and shown a manicure for Claudette Colbert. They've been tied to a stake for Gail Patrick and have dropped a cigarette lighter for Ida Lupino. They've turned a travel booklet for Sylvia Sidney, lifted the pages of a scrapbook for Frances Langford, and have written a sign with a cigar dipped in ink for Gracie Allen. They've dialed phone numbers, picked up flowers, unlocked doors, worn rings, and have stolen jewels.
And with hands so valuable, you ought to protect them with steel mittens.
No, Mr. DeMille, I expose them to as much wear and tear as the average girl, and perhaps a little more, because, being married, I run my own home, do my own dishes, and a little of my own washing. Naturally, though, I'm very careful of my hands, and when it comes to washing dishes, I wouldn't think of using anything except Lux Flakes. All you say about Lux on this program is absolutely true. When you wash dishes in Lux Flakes, you're really giving your hands a beauty treatment. They don't get a bit red and rough-looking. I'm very happy to say a word for Lux because it's such a real help to me.
I'm sure every woman will value your advice about Lux for beautiful hands, Miss Saxton. Have you any other suggestions?
The only other thing I can remember doing to develop nice hands was a long time ago when I was a little girl. My father said that if I didn't stop biting my nails, the boys wouldn't like me, so believe me, I stopped.
You've never had more than a finger in the motion picture pie, have you?
Well, I played in Bulldog Drummond Strikes Back, but the girl was dead, so they covered me up with a sheet, and all you could really see was my hand holding a piece of evidence. The most work I ever did in a single picture was for Carole Lombard in Hands Across the Table. She was a manicurist, you know, and I held hands with so many nice-looking actors that I was almost ashamed to take my paycheck. Thank you, Mr. DeMille.
Thanks for a helping hand, Miss Saxton. Madeline Carroll and Don Amici in Dangerous. Months have passed, and the play which Don backed for Joyce Heath is nearly ready to open. In the back of the darkened theater, Don sits alone watching the dress rehearsal. Suddenly, Sheffield, the producer, calls a halt and walks up the aisle.
That's 4 o'clock tomorrow. Everybody on time, please.
All right, 4 o'clock.
Oh, hello, Don. Got a cigarette?
Sure. Well, what do you think, Sheffield?
I think it's terrific. You know, Don, I've spent a fortune and misspent a life in the theater. But this is the only time that on the night of a dress rehearsal I've had nerve enough to say I had a hit.
You're pretty positive.
So positive, I'll buy your piece of it for $100,000.
There's one angel who isn't afraid to tread. Gosh, she's magnificent, isn't she?
Even in rehearsal. It's the greatest performance I've ever seen. She'll be a sensation Monday night.
Oh, say, what about the jinx?
Oh, nothing could jinx a talent like that.
Hello, Don. Well, Chef, how does it look?
Huh? Oh, all right, I guess. Needs a lot of work, though.
You know, Don, if I got away down to the country and went over the script tomorrow, I think I could get a better perspective. Would you run me down tonight?
Why, of course. Shall we go?
I want to stop at my apartment for some clothes.
Right. Night, Chef.
Night. And, Don, keep her out of the poison ivy and the fresh air. I don't want her to open in a whisper.
Just put that bag over there, darling. I think that's all I'll need. Well, what are you standing around for? Come on, darling.
Joyce, wait. We can't go on like this.
I could forever.
No, don't be evasive. You know what I mean.
Getting married, of course. But now there's the show to think
There's
of.
always
And
some reason to change the subject, isn't there? Tell me the truth, Joyce. Why are you putting me off?
Oh, Don, don't be so intense. You know I love you, that there's no one else. Isn't that enough?
No, it isn't enough. What's the matter? Are you afraid to marry me?
Afraid? Why should I be?
I don't know. Unless you think marriage would make me a little harder to get rid of.
Don, don't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling.
Hold me, Don. Hold me close to you.
What? Why, you're shaking. Oh, now, Joyce, darling.
It's nothing. Excitement. Nerves, that's all. Look, dear, I'm going to be rotten company, and I want to be alone. Let me take your roadster and go down to the country alone.
Well, if you like.
Thank you, darling. Now get out of here like a good boy, or you'll see me cry.
What's the matter?
Nothing, I tell you. Stage fright. Go on now. There's always a taxi out front.
All right. Good night, dear. Drive carefully. And when you come back, leave the jitters behind you, will you?
I will, darling. Good night.
Good night.
Who is it?
It's Joyce. Open the door.
Joyce. Come in. Oh, it's a long time since I've seen you, Joyce. Oh, sit down. I haven't much of a place here, but I guess I don't have to tell you that.
Gordon,
Let me look at you. I've hoped you'd come like this so many times.
I've come on business, Gordon.
Oh,
I've got to go down to the country tonight. I haven't much time.
you still hate me, don't you, Joyce?
I never hated you.
And you never loved me either.
Did you ever love me, Gordon? Really love me?
When a man ruins his life because of something, it must be pretty real. I'm a bookkeeper now in that company I used to own, Joyce. The worst part of it all is I can't hate you. I don't suppose you understand that.
I can now. I love someone that way, too, Gordon.
Heaven help you.
Yes, heaven help me if you don't.
You want me to divorce you. Is that it?
Yes, Gordon.
I've told you time and time again I won't. You're my wife, understand? My wife. Something you'll never be to any other man. Being your husband is the only thing I have left, and I won't lose it. You'll be my wife till the day I die.
Then I'll divorce you.
You can't, Joyce. You haven't any grounds, and you never will have.
Gordon, I know I've ruined your happiness. Don't ruin mine. If it's revenge you want, I'll give it to you. I'll beg, I'll crawl, I'll do anything. Look at me, Gordon. If you want to humiliate me, you know how. But set me free. Give me one chance at happiness. Please, Gordon, please.
No, no.
Gordon, will you do one thing for me? I want you to come with me.
Where?
To the country. I want you to meet him, speak to him. He has to know sometime.
If I meet him, you think I'll take pity on you, don't you? You think I'll let you go?
Yes, Gordon.
Are you driving down?
Yes.
I'll be ready in a few minutes.
Hadn't you better let me drive, Gordon? You're not doing very well.
I thought you always liked speed.
I do, but you'll never take the turns at this rate. And there's a tree in the middle of the road just ahead.
Is there? You know the road well, don't you?
He lives at the end of it.
Is there nothing in the world that would make you drop the idea of this marriage?
Nothing.
Not even to save your life?
My life?
I'm desperate, Joyce. I love you, do you understand? And if I can't have you, I'd rather be dead. We'll take that tree in the road, the both of us. I'll smash both of us to hell.
Good. Take it. Go on. Go faster. Do you think I care? You can't live without me. Well, I can't live without him. Go on. Faster. Go faster. Faster. Faster.
Paper, Joyce Heath and Smash Up.
Actress and Smash Up. Man identified as husband. Paper.
Read all about it. Actress and husband will live. Accident reveals triangle.
Triangle. John Bellows and
Scandal.
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 And the board thinks it would be best, Mr. Bellows, if you'd resign from the club.
Resign? But why do I have to...
Sorry, Mr. Bellows. It's tough, Don, but that dough you sunk in the show is all red ink now. A total loss.
Yes, I expected that.
Too bad, fella.
The bank just can't see its way clear to making that loan. We're sorry, Bellows, but we've got to be pretty conservative.
But you can't do this. I put every cent I have in those estates. I need that loan or I'll lose everything.
I'm afraid you'll have to lose it then. Sorry, Mr. Bellows.
Dr. Halloway. Calling Dr. Halloway. Dr. Jarvis.
You'll find Miss Heath in room 1006, Mr. Bellows.
Thank you.
Dr. Gray.
Don.
Hello, Joyce.
Oh, Don. You waited so long to come.
Did you expect anything else?
You blame me for what's happened, don't you? I knew you would. That's why you didn't come.
Yes, I blame you.
Don, don't say that. Don't. It's the jinx. I warned you. I can't help it. I can't.
You mean you can't help being mean and selfish? You do anything to gain your own desire and go on, leaving someone else to pay the bill. That's the jinx you put on people.
I was willing to give my life for you. Is that selfishness?
Yes, because you're afraid to risk losing me by saying you had a husband. So instead you lied and ruined me. And your husband, what's it cost him to love you? You've never bought any happiness in your life. You owe for it. It cost everybody else but you. Well, I can't afford any more. But there's one thing I know. If you're ever going to be anything but a jinx, you'd better start paying off. Because you're in debt for the rest of your life.
Don.
Goodbye, Joyce.
Don! Don't leave me like this. I'll die if you do. I'll kill myself. I mean it.
You don't mean it. If you did, you'd be more of a coward than I think you are.
Don. A coward. I'll be a coward, then. I'll be one.
Vicky, what are you doing out of bed? Get away from that window. You'll catch cold.
Leave me alone. Get out.
Oh, no. Now behave yourself. Get back there. I was just in to see your husband. He was asking for you.
My husband? Yes. My husband. Nurse, I've got to get up today.
Oh, you can't. It's much too soon.
I must. I've some debts to pay.
To reopen a play that's failed and make a success of it is next to impossible, Joyce.
The play didn't fail, Chef. The only failure was mine. I can make that play a success.
You're very confident.
More than confident. I'm positive.
Why?
4 distinct reasons, any one of which is so important to me that it makes failure impossible. First, because I'm a good actress. Second, because Don must get his money back. Third, because I have an injured husband to support. He may not be able to walk for a year. And the last and the most important is that I found out how to break my jinx by paying my debt.
You know, it's a pity you're an actress, Miss Heath, because you're most convincing when you don't act. You strong enough to start rehearsing Monday?
Yes.
Monday morning at 10, then.
Monday morning at 10. Goodbye, Sheriff.
can go in now, Mr. Bellows.
Thank you.
Oh. Pardon the coincidence.
Joyce, what are you doing out of the hospital?
I'm much better. I've quite recovered.
I was coming to see you tonight. I was pretty rotten to you this afternoon.
You were frank.
You've got to forgive me, Joyce. You mustn't let it make any difference. Things will turn out right. We'll make them turn out right.
We can't. I'm going to be just as honest and frank as you were. You're no longer important to me, Don. Your importance ended when the show folded.
You mean that I was only the means to an end?
Yes?
I don't believe that.
Believe it or not, it's the truth. You might as well know it now. I'm sorry if I've hurt you, but you all get hurt sometimes.
Yes, we do. What hurts me most is that you're making yourself so cheap, Joyce.
Oh, no, I'm rather expensive. Remember what it cost you?
Goodbye, Joyce.
Oh. Miss Heath. Miss Heath, are you all right?
Yes, thank you. But to die in 39th week. Never before has a theater audience paid such tribute to an actress, both in acclaim and in attendance, as has been paid to Joyce Heath in her performance in But to Die. That's very flattering.
There's something else in the paper, Joyce. On the society page.
Oh, is there? Don Bellows weds Gail Armitage at noon today. That's just as it should be, isn't it, Gordon?
It's too late for the divorce to do any good. I'm sorry, Joyce.
There's not going to be any divorce. We're going to stay married, Gordon. How else can I take care of you?
Joyce, this means more than life to me.
That makes me very happy. Because I have a lifetime to pay back.
Our producer brings our stars back for a curtain call, and then we will make the announcement we mentioned earlier. Mr. DeMille.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, Madeline Carroll and Don Amici.
Thank you, Mr. DeMille. And goodbye.
Well, that was quick.
Well, I don't like to mince words either, Madeline, but I do like the idea of coming back after the play and splitting an infinitive or two with Mr. DeMille. Why the quick brush?
You've got me all wrong, Don. I'm just saying goodbye because I'll be leaving Hollywood in a few days on my way to London and Paris and Rome. In fact, I'm going with the rising tide. Walter Wanger just sent it to me wrapped up very beautifully in several cans.
Well, what do you think of that? Canned ocean.
What's the matter with Don, Mr. DeMille? He's twisting everything I say around.
Well, I think we're all getting a little twisted, Madeline. It couldn't be that you're the one who's just a little vague. After all, you just said that Walter Wanger...
Oh, I see. I'm taking a little too much for granted, I think. The Rising Tide is the name of my new picture.
Oh. You probably thought that one up while you were marooned at Malibu during the flood a few weeks back.
Oh, no, it's got nothing to do with water. It's a modern story based on what we read today in the headlines. With conditions as they are all over the world, Hollywood, I really believe, can help by making pictures that will indirectly promote better understanding. So I'm taking the Rising Tide abroad with me to find out how pictures of this type will be received and what we can do to make the screen a medium for world peace.
I can't imagine a lovelier ambassador.
Right. And I'm with you 100%, Madeline. Congratulations.
Thank you, gentlemen. And now, before I say goodbye in earnest, I want you to know, Mr. DeMille, how glad I am to find you well and back here in the Lux Radio Theater. And don't you dare get sick again. Both radio and the screen need your presence.
Well, I don't want to sound like the echo around here, but that goes for all the Amicis too, C.B. Good night.
I'm very grateful to you both. Bon voyage, Madeline.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline Carroll and Don Amici. And now, while we are waiting for Mr. DeMille to come back and tell us what has been planned for next week's performance, I'm going to make our special announcement to you. 2 weeks ago, I told you that the Lux Radio Theater would send 6, a full half dozen, original Roger Silver Plate full-size teaspoons, guaranteed by the International Silver Company, to any of our listeners for a remarkably low charge as a special souvenir to the listeners of the Lux Radio Theater. As a result, an avalanche of requests has poured in, thousands upon thousands of them. And after the spoons were delivered, came the most enthusiastic letters telling us how delighted you ladies were to get these spoons and asking for additional half dozens. Now, because we don't want a single listener to miss this opportunity, we are repeating our offer tonight. For, as one woman put it, it's the greatest bargain I have run into in ages. These teaspoons are made and guaranteed by the International Silver Company, the world's largest silversmith. They are original Roger Silver Plate with an extra heavy deposit of pure silver, reinforced plate on the part most often exposed to wear. Just let me read one sentence from the guarantee which accompanies each half dozen spoons. Every piece is guaranteed to give satisfaction in family use and will be replaced without charge at any time it doesn't conform to this guarantee. Now, here's how to get these spoons. Have you your pencil ready? Now then, simply send the top from a large package of Lux. Print your name and address clearly on a piece of paper. Wrap 50 cents in coin in the paper and mail to Lux, Meriden, Connecticut. That's Lux, Meriden, M-E-R-I-D-E-N, Meriden, Connecticut. This offer is good only in the United States. These spoons, of course, have no advertising of any kind on them and have been especially designed in an exclusive pattern called Allure. This pattern is new, dainty, and modern. Its delicate design sweeps gracefully from bowl to tip. It is not ornate, but has just enough design to add character to the sparkling beauty of the silver. I just wish you could see this set of 6 beautiful original Roger Silver Plate teaspoons. Truly, they are magnificent. Now remember, first come, first served, so be sure and mail your request at once. When you get these full-size teaspoons, you will never cease wondering at the bargain you have received. You are paying only a trifle more than 8 cents a spoon, but of course the spoons are available only in sets of 6. Simply send the top from a package of Lux, large size. Print your name and address clearly on a piece of paper, wrap 50 cents in coin in the paper, and mail to Lux, Meriden, Connecticut, and you will receive the whole half dozen spoons. You may have as many sets as you care for on this basis. And remember, these spoons are accompanied by a written guarantee from the world's largest silversmith, the International Silver Company. And more than that, Lux itself guarantees that these spoons will delight you. If they don't, if for any reason at all you are not pleased beyond your fondest expectations, simply return them, and your money will be refunded at once without question. And here's more news. Many local dealers have sales on Lux Flakes right now, so you can save money on buying Lux at the same time you obtain your teaspoons. So send the top from a package of Lux, large size, print your name and address clearly on a piece of paper, wrap 50 cents in coin in the paper, and mail to Lux, Meriden, Connecticut. That's Lux, Meriden, M-E-R-I-D-E-N, Meriden, Connecticut. This offer is good only in the United States. And now Mr. DeMille will tell us about next week's program.
The colorful pages of American history spring to life next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theater presents The Prisoner of Shark Island. France had its Dreyfus case, and the United States the case of Dr. Samuel A. Mudd, falsely accused of complicity in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. How this young country doctor returned his nation's hatred with sacrifice and gallantry, and how justice at last triumphed make an unforgettable drama. I'm especially pleased to announce that the title role will be played by one of the most popular actors the screen has ever known, Gary Cooper. And with Mr. Cooper, we shall present Miss Fay Ray and Mr. Walter Connolly. Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Flakes, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theater presents Gary Cooper, Fay Ray, and Walter Connolly in The Prisoner of Shark Island. And as a special guest, you'll hear Dr. Mudd's daughter, Mrs. Nettie Mudd Monroe. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
In Brazil and vibrant adventure, join us as we uncover the soul of Brazil, one incredible experience at a time. Click on the link in the description and embark on the ultimate Brazilian opera.
P-E-O-P-L-E.
Oh, he spells good, huh?
You bet your life.
Really? It's Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood and brought to you by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers. The dealers who bring you America's most talked about new car, the distinguished 1953 DeSoto and the exciting new Plymouth. See them both at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And now, here he is, the one, the only...
Well, drag him out here. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again, starting the 7th year of You Bet Your Life. I enjoyed those summer shows again, and I hope you did too. So tonight we're starting the fall season off with $1,000 for one of our couples.
Well, Groucho, we have a housewife and a police officer for you now. Mrs. Marion Shaw and Officer Fred Smith, would you please come in and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Unless you're looking at it. Now, let's see. Mary Ann Shaw and Officer Fred Smith. Where are you from, Mary Ann?
I'm from Texas, Groucho. I was born...
From Texas, Groucho. Is that near here?
No, Rockport.
Oh, Rockport. Where is that near? Is that
Corpus
near?
Christi.
Corpus Christi, I see. Huh? And Officer Smith, where are you from?
Well, Groucho, I was born and raised in the northeastern part of Oregon, a small town known as La Grande, Oregon.
And why did you take it on the lam, officer? Huh?
The Army caught up with me, and
I
was called into the service.
I see. How did you meet Mr. Shaw, Mary Ann?
He was an accountant, and I met him through a friend that, he didn't exactly. I met him, but he didn't ask me to go out, and I was trying to meet him, but he wasn't trying to meet me, and
That's
took
pretty
a little
clear.
bit
You
of
haven't said anything, but it's clear. You say he was an accountant?
Yes.
Well, he was probably doing a little figuring himself, don't you think?
Well, that was my problem. I didn't think he was, so...
Well, how is it you had to do all the plotting in this romance? Wasn't he interested?
Well, I couldn't tell. That was my problem. I think he was very shy. That's why I liked him.
Oh, a shy accountant, eh? How shy was he? About 20,000 grand? Well, what did he say when he proposed to you since he was so shy? Do you remember?
He just mumbled
Did he give a good account of himself? What did he do?
Oh, he just said, I don't remember exactly what he said, but I said yes, and it was settled from then on.
You didn't even hear what he said?
Well, I thought he was probably talking about, I've been leading up the subject, and I thought he was probably, but he seemed to be agreeable, and so it was all right.
Oh. He might have been asking you if your shoes hurt or something. You said yes, huh? That was pretty dangerous, wasn't it?
Well, no, I...
Turned out all right,
yes.
though, huh? Well, Officer Smith, let's talk about another kind of crime. I've often wondered, how does the L.A. police force compare with the other major cities?
Well, according to FBI observations, it's rated as one of the best police departments in...
FBI observations? Must be some police force if the FBI's watching them.
Mighty fine.
Say, I'm getting pretty fresh here. What kind of a cop are you, anyway? Before I get any further with this, huh?
Well, Groucho, I work uniform patrol, a radio car.
Oh, you're at the end of the dial, huh?
Yes.
You can't get anything else. You can always get that. Mr. Schmaltz, go to 433 5666 over 6X. Why don't they do it in English so we can understand it too, huh?
Well, we get a lot of calls. We more or less listen to our radio all the time for instructions and calls of any type.
You listen to the radio all the time, huh? You must be smoking 5 different brands of cigarettes, huh? By the way, do you ever listen to this show on the radio?
Yes, I listen to it all the time.
Next time you arrest somebody, don't tell them Groucho sent you, huh? Well, Mary Ann, let's get back to you. I'm curious. How does a charming, attractive housewife spend her time? Do you belong to a bridge club?
No, I'm the national president of Thanks, Groucho, and I spend my time...
What? What are you thanking me for, Mary Ann?
Well...
I haven't done anything except insult you a few times.
Well, you spell Thanks, T-H-A-X.
Oh.
So this is different. It's a morale-building organization that keeps the individual men in Korea reminded that the people at home are behind them by directing packages.
Wait a minute, you said people, and that's the secret word.
Well,
people is the secret word, so you and your the fly cop over here each win $50. Isn't that wonderful? Now you got something to be thankful for.
Well, I already have.
Now tell us about this organization that you're the prime mover in. You sent a package to the boys in Korea?
Well, I wanted to.
I think you'd have done them more good if you'd have sent yourself there. Huh?
No, there wasn't any way for an individual person to send an individual package. So we got a drive started with the help of a club in San Diego and some friends, and we had about 3,000 packages and sent them over, and a newsletter every other week to 5,000 men in hospitals and so forth.
Well, what are your future plans for this organization?
Well, I'd like to see it fold up by having all the guys come home, but as long as they're still there, I'd like to just keep thanks going and as many people as we can interest in it.
Well, I think that's a wonderful job you're doing. Mary Ann, I think most of us want to do things for the boys overseas, but usually that's about as far as it ever gets. We're all apt to forget very quickly. And if you have any packages left over, I'll give you my address later. Well, you're a real nice couple, and I wish you success in the quiz. Now it's time to win some money. In just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,000 question. Right now, I want you to pay close attention to a message about the distinguished new DeSoto.
Friends, the car you should own is a DeSoto. Why? Because DeSoto is designed and built to give you extra comfort, extra safety, and extra performance. For extra performance, remember, DeSoto lets you drive without shifting. With DeSoto's famous tip-toe hydraulic shift with fluid drive, you simply turn the key to start, step on the gas to go. And then there's the mighty DeSoto 160 horsepower Fire Dome V8 engine, the world's most efficient engine design that gives you all the power you'll ever use and delivers that power while using regular fuel. For extra comfort, there's DeSoto full-time power steering. DeSoto full-time power steering works for you all the time, not just some of the time. DeSoto gives you comfort, too, with its Oriflow shock absorbers, which turn even the roughest roads into boulevards. Huge DeSoto power brakes give you a safe, sure stop every time, with just half the pedal pressure of ordinary brakes. Tomorrow, go to your DeSoto Plymouth dealers and drive either the mighty DeSoto Fire Dome 8 or the brilliantly responsive PowerMaster 6. Both great cars let you drive without shifting. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell the beautifully styled Plymouth, first truly balanced car in the low-price field.
All right, here we go. Let's see how high I can bet you $20. You selected songs of the year 1940 as your category. Now, all of these songs were big hits that year. Let's see how many of them you remember. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? Now, you're partner, so talk it over.
Okay.
You bet it all. All right. Give me the title of this song. Okay, Jerry.
The last time I saw Paris.
Last time I saw Phil Harris. That's right.
You now have $40.
Remember, you are going for $1,000 tonight. How much of the $40 would you try?
All the way, huh?
All of it?
Okay. What is the name of this song? Play, Mr. Fielding.
Imagination.
Imagination is correct. Your third question, how much will you bet?
All of it.
Okay, let's see if you can identify this one. Play, Jerry.
I'll never smile again.
Oh, this is a real fly cop, this guy. I'll never smile again.
You now have 106.
Last chance to beat the other couples. How much are you going to go for? All right, identify this one. Okay, Jerry.
Wish upon a star.
When you wish upon a star.
When you wish upon a star is absolutely the correct Good luck to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Well, Groucho, we selected Mr. George Kaufman and Mrs. Constance Nelson from among our volunteers in our audience tonight. And here they are, folks. Would you come in and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mrs. Constance Nelson and Mr. George Kaufman. George Kaufman, are you George Kaufman, the playwright?
No, I'm another George Kaufman.
Oh. There's only one George Kaufman. My advice to you, George, is to change your name to something else. Where are you from, George?
I was born in Russia. I was born in a small village called Yelizvetgrad. That's 100 miles from Odessa. And I left there when I was 18 months old and came direct to Los Angeles. And I've lived here ever since.
Did you come alone?
No, my mother brought me here.
Oh, you came with your mother, I see. How old are you, George?
50.
Mm-hmm. I bet you were glad to get out of Russia, huh?
Well, I'm very happy to be here.
Well, that's a pretty shifty answer. Constance Nelson, that's you. Where were you born, Connie?
Hartsarn, Oklahoma.
Now, could you give us some idea of your age, Connie? We have a pretty big radio audience, you know, and they like to form a mental picture of our contestants.
Near 50. Not quite.
Well, that's pretty vague. Most listeners, when a woman says she's around 50, assume that she's about 95. Now, you look pretty young, though, Connie. I'd say you're around 40.
Thank you.
Now, tell us, what was life like back there in Oklahoma, close to 50 years ago?
Well, it was wonderful. My mother was Polish and my father was Lithuanian.
Is that so? Well, how did they get along, Polish and Lithuanian?
They got along wonderful. I spoke Polish, Lithuanian, and I sing songs like Yes, We Have No Bananas, and Tomorrow, Tomorrow, How Happy We Will Be.
You say you sing Yes, We Have No Bananas in Polish?
I sure do.
Could you give us a couple of lines of that?
Well, I think it'll come back to me.
Well, do it in Lithuanian. We don't care. Well, do it with watermelons if you can't do it with bananas.
Tak jest, mini mommy, bananusi. Mini mommy, bananusi, dzisiaj.
That's very nice.
Mi mommy, shablaki, kaposti, soboli.
Don't give us the whole bunch of bananas. She's going to hang on to this until it's all over. Well, be sure to tune in again next week, folks, huh? Next week, we're going to do How Much Is That Doggy in the Window in Swedish. Oh, Mr. Kaufman, let's converse with you for a moment. How did you meet Mrs. K?
Through a mutual friend.
You mean an insurance company?
No.
What sort of work are you doing, George?
I have an unpainted furniture store.
Why don't you paint it?
On Los Feliz, near San Fernando Road.
Are all the stores unpainted in Las Feliz?
No, this one, mine is. It's on Los Feliz.
Yeah.
Between San Fernando Road and Riverside Drive.
Yeah.
And it's the best unpainted furniture store anywhere. And we have the largest and best quality unpainted furniture anywhere. And we also have garden furniture. And we have the
all right, enough
furniture.
Already, huh?
We have the best and unpainted furniture in all styles.
Do you mind if I say a few words about the DeSoto?
And we really do. We have it in all styles.
Stop the music! Sing Yes, We Have No Bananas in Polish.
Okay, tak jest, mini mommy,
okay, you talk. Well, it's been very interesting, George.
1 mile east of Riverside Drive. 1 mile west of San Fernando Road.
Well,
And
pay
we
the
have
store and I'll come over in the morning.
The very best. It's unpainted furniture.
Oh, yes, I understand.
The best quality.
Yes, there's no question about that in my mind.
It's on Las Feliz.
Yeah, I know. Now it's time to win some money. You run your $20 no more than our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 question. Now, I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
Mrs. Shaw and Officer Smith won $320, and the secret word is people.
You selected locations of cities over 100,000 in population. All of these cities are in the United States. Let's see if you can identify the state. Now, you're partners, and you have to decide between you. Here's the first question. How much will you bet?
How much do you want to bet?
All of it.
Oh, no, not all of it.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Sure, all of it.
no. Oh, no.
Oh, sure. Because we're going to lose it anyhow.
Come on, kids.
No.
Yeah, all of it.
No, how about $19?
$19?
Okay, what do you want?
$19.
Okay.
$19. In what state is the city of Shreveport? Remember, it's over 100,000 population. Talk it over.
What was it? What was it?
In what state is the city of Shreveport?
Shreveport.
Louisiana.
I don't know. Louisiana.
Louisiana.
That's right.
You now have $39.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of your 39 will you bet on your second question?
How much do you want?
All of it.
No. No, let's not bet all of it.
Okay. It's up to you. Yes.
Huh?
Yeah,
You have
it's up to
$39. How much are you betting?
37.
All right. In what state is the city of Berkeley?
California.
That's right.
You now have $76.
How much of the 76 are you going to risk on this one?
How much do you want to bet?
All of it.
Oh, no. No. How much do you want?
Well, just what you want to.
All right, 74.
$74. In what state is the city of South Bend? Remember, it's over 100,000 in population.
South Bend.
What state?
Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana.
That is correct.
You now have $150.
And it's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much would you bet?
All of it.
All of them?
Yes.
All right, let's shoot the word.
Okay.
If you win this, will you have the store painted? All right. In what state is the city of Mobile?
Alabama.
Alabama is correct.
And you wind up with $300.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Well, Groucho, we have a West Point cadet and a young single girl for you now. Miss Antoinette Pagano and Cadet Craig Elliott. Would you please come in and meet Groucho Marx?
Well, welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Antoinette Pagano and Cadet Craig Elliott. A West Point cadet, eh? We're always glad to have somebody from West Point here.
I'm certainly glad to be here, Groucho.
Oh, I was wondering if you were alive. Antoinette Pagano, is that the correct pronunciation?
Yes, Groucho.
How long have you been at the Point?
I don't go to West Point.
Oh, then this ramrod here must be the cadet, huh? I never would have guessed. I thought he was part of the building, huh? What sort of work do you do,
I'm a
Antoinette?
student at the Art Center School.
You're a student?
Mm-hmm.
At the Art Center? What are you learning at this school?
Well, we're taught the elements of art and how to apply them to a professional field, such as illustration.
You're an illustrator for magazines and...
Well, I hope to be someday.
I see. And you're not married?
No.
You're very attractive.
Thank
Have you ever had a date with a West Point cadet?
No, I haven't.
Well, are you doing anything after the show?
Nothing in particular.
Good. I'll see you later. We can discuss West Point, Cadet, what shall I call you? Craig, Cadet, Mister, or what?
Cadet is appropriate, sir.
Oh, thank you. I'll just call you Craig and relax, will you?
I am relaxed, sir.
Well, loosen your girdle or something. Such a hair downer. How did you get into West Point, Craig? I understand it isn't an easy thing to do.
Well, sir, I was appointed by Senator Joseph C. O'Mahony of Wyoming. I took a competitive exam with 36 other boys from the state of Wyoming. I received the highest grade in the state, and I was therefore tendered the appointment to either West Point or Annapolis, and I chose West Point. And then I took
Could you have gone to Vassar?
I don't believe so, sir.
Would you have preferred Vassar?
That's a difficult question, sir.
Well, no matter how fat you were when you went there, you could have left Vaseline, you know. Well, Craig, when they picked you, I think they made an excellent choice. Only do me a favor, will you? When you get back there, tell them to stop putting so much starch in your bath water. What are some of the things that happen to a young man entering West Point?
Well, first of all, the correction of posture has begun.
Yeah. Well, I've certainly succeeded there, all right.
And this is brought about by various methods, mainly just correction by the first class, who are in charge of the fourth class.
Then you have to stand like this all the time?
Yes, sir. We are at attention at all times.
Suppose you have an itch and you have to scratch.
It just goes unscratched.
What are some of the other disciplinary features of West Point?
Well, sir, we are required to sit on the forward 6 inches of our chair in the dining hall.
You sit on the table at West Point?
No, sir. The forward 6 inches of the chair at all meals in the dining hall. And we are required...
You're allowed to sit down during those 4 years?
Yes, sir.
Oh, pretty soft racket you've got there.
And we are also required to be at attention outside our rooms at all times. We are not allowed to speak to anyone outside our rooms without permission.
What is the purpose of all this discipline?
It is to instill in us a sense of self-discipline and to make us so that we will follow orders without questions.
I saw a movie once about West Point, and all they did was stroll up and down Flotation Wharf. Is there such a place, or is that at Annapolis?
No, sir, that's definitely at West Point, and there is such a place.
Well, what exactly is a Flotation Wharf?
It is a lane that winds its way along the banks of the Hudson and beneath the rock called the Kissing Rock. And as the legend has it, the Kissing Rock is reputed to fall if any girl refuses to kiss the cadet with whom she is.
I see. This is all legendary?
The part about the rock is not legendary, sir. There is actually a Kissing Rock.
Oh, I'm sure of that, huh? Do the girls ever refuse to kiss their dates?
Well, sir, the rock hasn't fallen yet.
They probably starched the rock, too, you know. That's just one vast field of starch, the whole place. Well, Craig, I've kidded you, but I want you to know how I really feel about West Point. The discipline they practice and the things they teach help keep our country strong. And you're a good advertisement for them. Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You run your $20 no more than their other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
Mrs. Shaw and Officer Smith still lead with $320.
Now, here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. You selected Roman numerals as your category. Now, your partners, you decide on everything between you. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
The whole 20, Groucho.
Is that...
I guess so.
What does the Roman numeral X stand for?
10.
10 is correct.
Well, you're off to a good start. You have $40.
Let me go in for $1,000 tonight. How much of the $40 you going to bet on this one?
Oh, 40.
Okay, what is our equivalent of the Roman numeral C?
100.
100.
You now have $80.
Here's your third question. How much of the 80 are you going to try?
The whole 80.
What is our equivalent of the Roman numeral V?
5.
Correct.
You've now climbed to $160.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. Now, how much are you going to bet?
All of it.
All of it. What does the Roman numeral M stand for?
1,000.
1,000 is right.
And you wind up with $320. And that means that you and Mrs. Shaw and Officer Smith, also with $320, will get a chance for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question in just 1 minute.
Thanks and good luck to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Fenneman, why don't you tell our audience what's so special about the Groucho Special used cars?
Well, that's easy, Groucho. They're the finest used car values in town. You see, because the new DeSoto is so popular, your DeSoto Plymouth dealer is getting the cream of the crop in fine used cars. All great values, but just a few of the very best are being selected as Groucho Specials. These are the really exceptional used car values your DeSoto Plymouth dealer picks as the best buys in town.
My DeSoto Plymouth dealer picks them? You mean he goes all over the country picking out Groucho Specials? Doesn't that keep him pretty busy?
Now, you know better than that, Groucho. Each DeSoto Plymouth dealer picks out his own Groucho Specials.
Oh. Well, tell him about the beautiful picture on the windshield of the Groucho Specials, Fenneman.
Sure, Groucho. Folks, that's the Groucho Special sticker with Groucho's picture. The Groucho Special sticker is your dealer's way of pointing out the very best used car buys he has. Now, you no longer need take a chance when you buy a used car. Just look for the Groucho Special sticker. What's more, your neighborhood DeSoto Plymouth dealer can arrange convenient budget payments for you.
Friends, visit your neighborhood DeSoto Plymouth dealer and look for the Groucho Specials. And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you.
Well, Groucho, here are the two couples tied for the chance at the big question. Each couple will decide on a single answer and write it down on a little piece of paper we've given them. If both couples get it right, they'll split the money between them. Okay?
One of the most famous roads in the world was constructed more than 2,000 years ago. It was 132 miles in length and ran south from Rome. Parts of it are still to be seen. For $1,000, what is the name of this historic highway? I hope they're both Well, the West Pointers are not only smart, but so are the Los Angeles police. They both got the answer, which is the Appian Way. Well, each couple won $500 on the Appian Way. Congratulations from the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You bet your life.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Be sure to tune in again next week at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember that the dealers who sell the distinguished 1953 DeSoto also sell the brilliant new Plymouth, the first truly balanced car in the low-priced field. DeSoto, Plymouth. Two great new cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see the distinguished new DeSoto.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Don't be a wacky walker. Remember, walkers wise use their eyes. You Bet Your Life. Transcribed from Hollywood is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off.
Lost in Brazil invites you on an unforgettable journey, where every moment is an adventure waiting to be discovered. Join us as we uncover the soul of Brazil, one incredible experience at a time. Click on the link in the description and embark on the ultimate Brazilian odyssey.
Does your cigarette taste different lately?
Not if you smoke Rollies. They're blended with fully aged pre-war tobaccos.
The Raleigh Cigarette Program from Hollywood, starring Red Skelton, with Ozzie Nelson, his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard, Bea Benaderet, Dick Ryan, Ferdinand Munier, and yours truly, Frank Nelson.
does your cigarette taste different lately? Short on the flavor side, one pack. Too strong, too harsh, the next? Not if you smoke Rawleys. And here's why. Back before the war, the makers of Rawleys set aside extra stocks of the world's choicest tobaccos. Today, those lighter, brighter tobaccos, now at their flavorful golden mellow best, go into your Rawleys to give you a genuine pre-war pleasure smoke, without harsh irritants, without loss of taste. Yes, better Rawleys mean perfect smoking, stay right smoking. They're blended with fully aged, fully mellowed tobaccos.
And now we bring you MGM's popular comedian and the star of our Raleigh cigarette show, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you tonight, Frank?
Oh, I'm fine, Red.
Well, we got you out of the way. Who do we have? Who do you have with us tonight that plays an important part in our American way of living, huh?
Well, it's someone that has a bigger line than you do, Red.
Must be a washwoman.
Now, Red, tonight we have a barker from the Clyde Beatty Russell Brothers Circus. Red, meet Mr. Norman Carroll.
Well. How are you there, Mr. Carroll?
How are you, Red?
Oh, I'm fine. Tell me, Norman, what's life like under the big top? Huh?
Just like a portable small town.
Well, aren't the neighbors a little freakish? Huh?
Aren't neighbors generally?
Say, tell me, what does a circus barker at a sideshow really do?
Well, Red, a circus sideshow barker is really nothing more than a dignified salesman for a much-needed product. And a barker must believe implicitly in what he's selling the great American public.
Why, huh?
Because, Red, when I say, ladies and gentlemen, inside this tent is the one and only Bohemian kangaroo who, unlike most kangaroos, carries its pouch on its back like a U.S. mailman. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this kangaroo is different because its tail sticks out its forehead. I've got to believe that.
Well, tell me, have you ever had any disappointments in your business?
Of course I have. Take the night I lost my toupee.
Toupee? Well, you're not bald.
No, but in those days I always carried a toupee. We had to have sleeping quarters for our flea circus.
Well, that reminds me. I was with a circus in the sideshow. I remember the time we were in Vincennes, Indiana. The show was just about to open, and we lost our midget. They thrown him in jail, you know.
What for?
Well, it wasn't much. They caught him sawing the legs off a pool table. He wanted to watch the game.
Well, sideshows today are different, Red.
Really? Tell me, is there any chance of getting a couple of passes? I'd like to take my girl to see the show, you know.
I'd be glad to get them for you. Of course, you'll have to pay a tax on passes, you know.
Oh, that's all right. She won't mind paying that. Tell me, what are some of the unusual attractions with the circus this year?
Well, we have a bearded lady, you know.
Oh, she's still with you? I heard the Navy was using her as a minesweeper. Say, is it true that she got married and has a little shaver now? Say, what does it cost to operate a circus like Clyde Beatty and Russell Brothers?
Oh, about $15,000 a day.
Well, how much money do they take in a day?
Well, we play to capacity houses, 2 shows a day, on Sunday 3. I would say we take in, that's the gross, of course.
Yeah,
I'd say today it was in the neighborhood, roughly, I couldn't say.
Well, there's something we could have... You know, you're a candidate for information, please. Say, what are some more of the unusual oddities with the show?
Well, the Ethiopians, with normal bodies, all right in every respect except their heads, which are no larger than small coconuts or small grapefruits.
Really?
We have Ophelia the monkey girl, with 1/4 ounce of brain.
Oh, say, I'd like to meet her, brother. You know, I've been out with a lot of girls that look like monkeys, but that 1/4 ounce of brains, I think I can handle her. All right. Hey, can you imagine having a date with a monkey girl, and you say, come over here and sit down? She says, no, come up on the chandelier with me. We'll hang by our tails. Well, thanks for being with us tonight. Maybe we'll be seeing you again real soon. I've been thinking we could use a barker on this show, you know.
Yeah, I could just see myself saying, hurry, hurry. Here Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard singing, Milkman, keep those bottles quiet.
hopping on the swing shift all night, turning out my quota. All right, now I'm beat right down to the sod, and I got to dig myself some knots. So, milkman, keep those bottles quiet. Milkman, stop that grade A riot. Cut out if you can't lullaby it. Oh, milkman, keep those bottles quiet. Been knocking out a fat tank all day, working on a bomber. Okay, boy, you blast my wig with those clings, and I've got to get my 40 wings. So, milkman, keep those bottles quiet. Now, the noise of the riveter, I don't mind it, 'cause the man with the whiskers has a lot behind it. But I can't keep punching with that victory crew when you're making me punchy with that bottle moo. I want to give my all if I'm going to give it, but I got to get my shut-eye if I'm going to rivet. So bail out, bud, with that milk barrage, because it's unpatriotic. It's sabotage.
Oh, easy now, sister. Not so cranky. I've never seen a gal quite so hinkty-hankty. I'm a milkman, you know. I can't be quiet as a mouse. I gotta bring those noisy bottles from house to house. I delivered morning papers up until today, and I can hit any porch from a half a block away. Look! Oh, for goodness sake. I keep forgetting how easily the bottles break.
Bottles quiet.
I'm just as quiet as I can.
Quiet.
All right, I'm doing the best I can. Up, there goes
Does your cigarette taste different lately?
Not if you smoke Rawleys. They're blended with fully aged pre-war tobaccos. So remember, if your cigarette tastes different these days, smoke Rawleys for perfect taste.
Thank you, and now back to Dunninger. Who will read my mind, which is impossible. Our satire tonight on our American way of living has to do with circuses, and one of the most colorful persons is the manager. He's always looking for new oddities, and such is the case of Bolivar Shagnasty, who runs the sideshow. Hurry, the biggest show in the world. A dime, 10 cents. See the most unusual monstrosities inside this tent. See them yabangies, the only girls in the world who can seal an envelope after it's been dropped in the letterbox. See that rubber man who was captured in Akron, Ohio by the OPA. He walked more than 30,000 miles without a retread.
Hey, what was that?
Sounds like the rubber man just had another blowout. Well, they ain't got nobody to replace him either.
Well, you said your old man was a rubber man. Get him.
I can't. He's doing a little stretch now up at Sing Sing.
Well, for a star attraction, you'll have to use the tight wire walker.
Oh, no, he ain't with us either no more. He had a little accident.
The wire was too tight?
No, he was. Oh, here comes the customer. Step right up, a dime, 10 cents. The biggest tent in the world with nothing going on inside.
Hello, I want to see the boss.
Well, what do I look like?
Someone that's AWOL from the sideshow. Listen, I want a job.
Look, lady, I'm sorry. We don't need no stink drivers.
I'm a performer.
Oh, you're a performer, huh? And your forte?
No, I'm only 31.
I mean, what is your specialty?
Oh, I do a jitterbug dance with an elephant.
A jitterbug dance with an elephant?
Yeah, and with GI shoes on.
Say, that's quite a novelty. An elephant and a monkey doing a jitterbug dance together, huh? Where's your elephant?
Oh, I don't have an elephant. I just use my imagination.
Well, sister, you're going to find out that a real elephant is just 4 tons heavier than your imagination.
Ain't you got none with the circus?
Oh, sure. None that's been out dancing lately, though.
I can teach him. I taught my mother in 3 lessons, and if I can teach her, I can teach an elephant.
Okay, well, come on. They're over here. Careful those guy ropes.
What'd you say?
I said, get up and I'll dust you off. I said, watch out for them guy rolls. Kind of habit forming, ain't it? Well, don't stand there. Pick me up, will you? Well, now, here's the tent where we keep all the smaller animals.
What's that?
Sounds like the wind's coming in from Hollywood, don't it? That's a wolf.
Gee, it's the first time I've ever seen one without his sailor suit on.
Now, over here's the elephant. You sure you really want to dance with one of them things?
Oh, sure. First I teach him sagging.
You mean shagging?
Believe me, with an elephant, I'm sagging.
All right, well, don't go right up to him right away. If they don't like you, they'll knock you over the head with their trunks. Hello there, Jumbo. You see what I mean?
Gosh, do they always hit you on the head like that?
Yeah, the last trainer, when he came with us, he's about 6'3". When he left, he was about 3'6". Now, if you want to get acquainted, give him some water first, you know.
Oh, gee, this is exciting.
Yeah, here you are, Jumbo. Come on, drink it, boy. Drink it.
Hey, his trunk is up at this end.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to give it to his suitcase. Yeah, Jumbo, you thirsty, huh? Cut it out. We ain't squirted it all over me here. Kind of cools you off, though, don't it, huh?
Say, if he did that to me, I'd tie his snoot in a knot.
You want to try again for $8?
I'll teach him some manners. I'll tie his snoot in a knot.
Here, now, get away from him there.
Take that, you big dope.
Well, now, how you like that? He tied your snoot in a knot. When the circus hits small towns, it brings all the citizens out, especially Clem, the fellow from the country. Well, here I am. On my way to the circus. I hope they don't try to keep me there again this time. Last time everybody thought I was a dog-faced boy. Surely everybody knows I ain't a boy no more. Well, there's old Slim Pickens watching them unload the circus train. I guess I'll go over and help them watch.
Hello, Clem.
Howdy doody to you. Quite a big show, isn't it? Hmm?
Well, it's not like the circus I was with.
Was you with a circus? Boy, I'd sure like to get a job with one of them.
Well, now it might work. I was just talking to the manager, and he says they need a lion tamer.
They do? Well, looks like they still need one, don't it? Hey, here comes one of the freaks with a circus. I wonder who she is.
Hello, Clem.
Well, this is you. Hey, where you been, anyhow?
Waiting to hum for you, and I ain't a-thanking you for standing me up.
Well, that wasn't my fault. You see, I took a streetcar downtown, and the thing just stayed in one spot for 3 hours. It didn't move.
It didn't move?
No.
But didn't the passengers complain?
No, they're a big bunch of dope. They just sit there eating and drinking coffee.
That was a lunch wagon.
Well, no wonder the conductor gave me a hamburger.
Clem, you're an imbecile.
And my father before me.
Hey, back out of there. The trucks are coming.
Now, just a minute, stranger. I'm Slim Pickens, and Clyde Beatty asked me to find him an assistant lion tamer. Well, there it is.
You ain't going in no cage with a lion, are you? Are you that brave?
Brave, yes. You see this medal? That one's for rescuing a woman from a burning building, and this one's for disarming a dangerous criminal, and this one over here.
What's this one for?
I don't know. The fellow at the pawn shop couldn't explain that one.
Oh, here comes Art Kinsella, the manager now. Oh, Mr. Kinsella.
Yes, what is it?
This guy wants a job as a lion tamer.
Is he crazy?
Are you a mind reader? It's too fast for him. He didn't get it.
Well, if you want to take a crack at the cats, come on with me.
Okay.
Come on over to the lion wagon. I'll let you get inside so she can fondle them.
Fondle them, he says.
Now, listen, now we're on the outside of this crowd. I'll let you know a little secret.
What's it?
The lion that you're going to work with is 75 years old.
Really?
Sure, he can hardly move.
No kidding.
Sure, we have to chew his food for him.
No kidding.
Sure. Come on, now, get in with the lion.
Well, put me down, will you? I'll get in myself.
Go ahead.
Well,
you don't want your girl to think you're yellow.
Well, don't push me, will you? Now, Now, if Mr. Raleigh's listening in, he'll swear that line says that your cigarette tastes differently. Well, how are you there, big boy? You gonna be friends with me, Leo? I do hope he said yes. Boy, I wish I was Johnny Weissmiller right now.
Why, 'cause he can handle wild beasts?
No, because he's at home.
Now, Clem, here's the act you do.
You?
First, you stick your head in the lion's mouth. Then, for an encore, he sticks his head in your mouth.
What makes you think there's going to be an encore?
Clem, I beg you to come out of that cage.
No, sirree.
Well, the least you can do is take off that shirt I washed and ironed for you.
Now, remember, you just show him who's boss.
I think he knows.
All right, here's your whip, Clem.
Okay.
And here's your gun.
Yep.
And here's your chair.
Chair? Oh, no. If he's going to eat me, he'll do it standing up.
Watch out! Oh, did he scratch your arm?
Well, either that or I was vaccinated with a rake. I don't know. All right, come on. Sit up there, you. Come on, sit up or I'll hit you with this whip. Come on. Here. Okay, I'm setting up. Give me my whip back, will you?
Tell me, Red, you're reputed a bon vivant. What do you hear people talking about nowadays?
Oh, that's what I like about announcers. Erudite. Just saying a man about town wouldn't do, you know.
Oh, seriously, what do most of your friends talk about?
Mostly, women.
And after that?
Well, you're new around here, ain't you?
Red, what I meant was, do you hear folks talking about cigarettes?
Oh, now and then, some stranger will ask.
Does your cigarette taste different lately?
And what do you tell him,
I
Red?
don't tell him nothing. I just hand him a pack of Raleighs.
And that's making actions speak louder than words, because there isn't a puff's change in a pack of Raleighs. For the good reason that Raleighs are still blended with choice, fully aged tobacco. Your assurance, smokers, of mild, rich, stay-right smoking. Cigarette enjoyment you can be sure of pack after pack. Raleighs stay factory fresh longer, too, because they're doubly protected by the best moisture-retaining agent known and flavor-sealed in Raleigh's exclusive inner wrapper. By the pack, you'll find Raleigh's perfect. By the carton, Raleighs are more economical, convenient. Better Raleighs mean fully aged, fully mellowed tobaccos.
Orchestra playing Tune In Duffy's Tavern. All the children love the excitement of the circus, the animals, and the clowns, and Junior is no exception. So, Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the mean little can. How do you take the fun? Hey, Mommy, are you sweeping?
Goodness, I don't see how you can get one place so dirty.
Well, it's easy once you put your mind to it, you know.
Where do you find mud to track in on these dry days?
I run the hose and mix my own mud, you know.
Oh, look, I'm busy. You go and play.
Okay, I'm gonna go. There's Mr. Fowler, the brownie keeper, and the great American bulge. Oh, look. Mr. Mounier with him. I wonder what they're talking about. I'm going to run over there and see.
I'd like to go to the circus, but we're a little old for that sort of thing, don't you think, Mr. Fowler?
Say, here comes our solution. Now, if we can talk Junior into going to the circus with us, we could pretend he is our reason for being there. Well, Junior, hello.
Shut up. How you doing, gentlemen? And how's the old 3rd Battalion
Is your mother going to take you to the circus?
I don't know.
Would you like for us to take you?
To the circus?
Yes.
With the pink lemonade and the cotton candy?
Yes.
The elephants and the clowns?
Yes.
The happy daughters and the sword out?
Yes.
Wouldn't walk across the street this year. I might go, though. I might go.
Would you ask your mother if we could speak to her?
No.
Say, Mr. Fowler, when is the circus coming to town?
Why, Mr. Mounier, it's here right now.
It is? Oh, Mummy.
By George, it's going to work.
Mummy.
What is it, Junior? What's the matter?
Nothing. Just don't you call me your widow boy no more.
Well, what's wrong with you?
There's a circus in town. You keep telling me it ain't here yet.
Oh, stop crying, Junior.
I hope the stork brings you 100 widow kids like me. I hope the stork brings them 6 at a time, I does. I hope the old stork come flying over in battle formation.
But, Junior, I was going to surprise you and take you today.
Don't speak to me. Me widow-hearted, but... Okay, let's go, kiddo.
All right, but first go and take your bath.
Okay. I ain't going to take a bath. I have finished taking a bath.
All right, come on, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Shh, wait a minute. There's somebody at the door. Listen. Oh, there's a big brown eye looking through the keyhole. Open the door real quick. Open it up. Well, gentlemen, get back up your feet and back your eavesdropping again.
Oh, well, we were just getting ready to knock.
Hey, yes. How did you make out, Junior? I mean,
What's going on here? Did you grown men put that little boy up to throwing a tantrum?
Oh, heaven forbid.
Why, the dead curve.
Well, you see, it's like this. We have 4 tickets to the Clyde Beatty and Russell Brothers Circus, and we thought you might like to join us.
No, thank you. Not after a trick like that. Come on, Junior.
Okay.
Come on, let's follow close behind, and people will think we're all together.
No, let's go over and work on Charlie McCarthy.
Now, Junior, don't run. Walk slowly like a little gentleman.
Oh, look, Mummy, there's Fatso Meunier's underwear hanging on the line. Look.
Oh, Junior, that's one of the big tents.
Oh, is that what that is? I thought it was a little too small for Fatso, you know.
Well, there's the big top.
Oh, look at that tent. All you'd have to do is cut a few of those ropes, and that's all, brother, you know.
Come on, here's the main entrance.
Tickets? Oh, what a nice little boy. How old are you, son?
I'll never see one again. You ain't tricking me into paying, bub. Oh, look, there's the man that lives next door and all these relatives. Look.
Those are elephants.
Oh, there.
You want to feed them some peanuts?
Not me.
You're not afraid, are you? You fed them last year.
Yeah, and the year before that I drank out of a nipple bottle, but I don't do that now. Oh, look at them Alcatraz ponies.
Those are zebras.
Oh. Well, that's what they get for not paying their income tax.
Oh, look over there, Junior. Junior, where are you?
Here I am, sitting in here with a gorilla.
Junior! Get out of there. Do you want the gorilla to bite you and get sick? No, you aren't supposed to be in there.
I know. I told him that as he pulled me through the bar.
Climb out of there and hurry.
Okay.
Junior, shall we go inside and see the birds?
No, I want to see little Egypt. Shake it up.
Junior?
Well, I only said I want to see little Egypt. Shake it up, Mummy, or we're going to be late.
That's better.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Junior, the hippopotamus.
Oh, the hip on top of the omnibus. Hey, oh, Mummy, look at the monkeys. Oh, ain't them cute little fellows. Look, I bet his tail is longer than my arm.
Oh,
Look.
Junior, his tail is only about 10 inches long.
Really?
Your arm is at least 20.
Well, where are you measuring my arm from?
From the shoulder.
Well, please extend him the same courtesy.
Junior, look, You stand right here, and I'll go buy some more peanuts.
Okay. Oh, look. There's a man opening the back of that cage to feed the monkeys. I think I will run over and talk to them. Okay. Hello there, mister. Is you a monkey?
Do I look like a monkey?
Do you really want to know, or you just want to read it? What are you going to do?
Oh, I'm going to get some water.
You at?
Yeah, you won't open that cage door, will you?
Oh, no.
Now, I knew you wouldn't, because
No.
you're a good little boy.
Trusting old soul, ain't you? Oh, the coast is clear. Now I'm going to crawl in the cage with the little monkey. Well, hello, neighbors. How you guys stand in the draft, huh? Oh, here comes Mummy. Here comes Mummy.
Good heavens, I hate to admit it, but there's a monkey in there that looks just like Junior.
Please, peanuts, please, feed us.
Well, I'll feed your little fellas right away.
Junior! Don't yell, you can't make trouble.
Oh, you get out of that cage.
Okay.
My goodness. Now give me your hand. You won't get away from me anymore. My goodness, Junior, your hands are getting hairy.
Hey, Mummy, you look awful silly walking along with that monkey there.
Oh! Take him away, Junior!
Okay, I coming, Mummy. I'm gonna... Oh, look at that big cat. He got the measles, too. Look at him. Oh, he's walking back and forth. He went out of there. I know, boy. That's bad. He's walking around there. I better let him out. That's what I do. Come on, Kitty. Come on, Kitty. Come on. Come on, Mummy. Let's go.
Look out!
Well, why did everybody clear out of here? I can't understand it.
But we can we, folks? Hey, Mummy, look what's following us. Look.
Oh, isn't that a beautiful tiger?
Yes, it is.
Tiger!
Hurry, Mummy, hurry! Hurry!
Oh, did he hurt you?
No, but we can run faster now, because I's out in the open.
And remember, we'll all be with you next Tuesday at this same time. Red Skelton, Ozzie Nelson, Harriet Hilliard, and the gang. Until next Tuesday, then.
This is Red Skelton saying goodbye now, and thanks for listening. And besides people saying, does your cigarette taste different, what is radio coming to? Clyde Beatty and two of his lines will be on People Are Funny this Friday night. Goodbye now.
Red Skelton is heard on this program through the courtesy of Metro Goldwyn Mayer. On the smooth side is ripe. And Sir Walter Raleigh smokes ever so tasty and rich, too. Leaves your pipe clean as a whistle. Reason for that? Simple. Sir Walter Raleigh's ripe golden burleys aren't weighted with syrupy pipe-clogging flavorings. No, indeed, Sir Walter Raleigh's natural goodness is enhanced by the ghost of a rum mist to ensure clean, even burning. You get pipe load after pipe load of deep-down, mellow, pleasure smoking, and never a soggy heel clogging the pipe bowl. For a real comfort smoke, men, quality smoking you've been looking for, ask for Sir Walter Raleigh, the quality pipe tobacco of America. And remember, listen to Hildegard tomorrow night and to People Are Funny Friday night over most of these stations. Good night now.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Enjoying the timeless classics on Golden Age Radio? If you're loving the nostalgia and captivating stories, consider supporting our channel with a tip. Your generosity helps us continue bringing you the best of vintage radio entertainment. Simply click on the link in the description.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. Each week
week at this time, Kraft presents from Hollywood, California, Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve, written by Leonard L. Levinson. Today's program is dedicated to the citizens of Gildersleeve, Connecticut, who are today celebrating their 100th anniversary. We'll hear from the Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But first, I wonder how much you know about vitamins and other important food elements so essential to our health. Well, with all the talk about proper nutrition these days, you probably know quite a lot. Yes, you know how important it is to serve your family the right kind of foods, protective foods that are nourishing and wholesome. That's why you should know about delicious, wholesome Parquet margarine, made by Kraft. This quality margarine, called Parquet, is a protective food of exceptionally high nutritional value. It is one of the best energy foods you can serve. And important to everyone who knows how essential vitamins are, every pound of Parquet margarine contains 9,000 units of vitamin A, making it a reliable winter and summer source of this valuable vitamin. Best of all, Parquet margarine has such a pleasing, delicate taste that your family is bound to like it, whether you use it at the table for baking or for pan frying. Yes, you won't have to urge them to eat all of this nutritious food they need. So for nourishment and flavor, serve your family economical Parquet margarine. Just ask for Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y. And remember, Parquet is a Kraft product. And now for the adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
If you take the other end of this trunk, Bertie.
I got it, Mr. Gildersleeve.
All right, now, let's lift it. Oh, I can't budge it. Marjorie, what does Leroy keep in this trunk of his? Rocks?
Yes, Uncle Mort. That's his mineral collection.
Oh, well, we'll have to drag it out later. You can let your end down, Bertie.
Oh, I can tote this whole thing myself, Mr. Gildersleeve.
You can, eh?
Hello, everybody. I'm home from school. Say, what are you guys doing to my room?
Your sister will explain, Leroy.
Well, Dorabelle Claiborne, the girl I roomed with at school, is coming to visit.
You mean that giddy little Georgia gal?
Oh, she isn't giddy, Leroy. She's vivacious. Honestly, Uncle Mort, all the boys at school were crazy about her. She had the cutest drawl.
Yeah, she always talked with the soap in her mouth.
Bright boy. Cut that out, Leroy.
Excuse me, Uncle Mort.
Leroy. Dorabelle's just about the best girlfriend I've got.
What's that got to do with my room?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Leroy. Dorabelle's going to be in your room while she's here.
Yeah? Where do I sleep?
On a cot in my room.
Oh, gee, Uncle Mort.
Well, what's wrong with staying in Uncle Mort's room?
Well, if you must know, he snores all the time.
Oh, no. Only when I sleep. And when I do, just to roll me over on my side.
Oh, me? If you don't mind, I'd rather sleep in my own room. Let that silly dame go to a hotel.
Oh, now, stop that, Leroy. Uncle Mort, make him quit.
Yes. You're too young to bully your sister, Leroy. Wait till you're older. I mean, this girl is Marjorie's chum, and naturally she has to give her the key to the city.
But all she's given her is the key to my room.
Yeah.
I thought you liked Dorabelle when you met her 3 years ago.
Oh, I was just a kid then. I used to like anything.
Nevertheless, Leroy, we must show Miss Claiborne some of that famous Southern hospitality. Now help us move all this juvenile junk out of here.
Oh, I'll take the things out of the bathroom.
Yes, all right.
Tell Bertie to get some fresh towels.
What's wrong?
In the bathtub. A frog.
Nonsense, there's no frog in the bathtub. Or is there, Leroy?
There should be two. Their names are Jake and Lena.
Yes.
Oh, get them out. Get them out.
Oh, don't be afraid, sis. These aren't wild frogs.
Young man, how long have you had these frogs in your bathtub?
Oh, just a week or so.
Do you mean to say it's been a week since you had a bath?
Oh, keep your shirt on, sis. I take a shower every day at school.
Your school started yesterday. Now, you get rid of Jake and Lena.
But frogs are a benefit to mankind. I read where they catch flies in the encyclopedia.
By George, I'll take them out myself. Oh, there. Stay still, Lena. Oh, jumping jelly beans.
What's wrong, Uncle?
They've escaped. Leroy, help me catch them.
Okay.
Marge, fetch that butterfly net.
Yes,
Here, Jake. Here, Lena. Nice froggies. Here, nice froggies. Say, how do you call a frog? pretty, aren't they?
Is this the home of Miss Marjorie Forrester?
Yes, ma'am. Come right in.
Oh, Dorabelle. Marjorie. Oh, my, how lovely you look, Dorabelle.
And you, my dear, you look just exactly the same, only 4 years older.
It's just 3 years, Dorabelle.
Oh, yes. I'm so forgetful. I never did have a head for figures.
Oh, come here, Dorabelle. I want you to meet my Uncle Mort. Uncle Mort, Miss Dorabelle Claiborne.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Well, I do declare, Marjorie, if you haven't got the handsomest uncle.
Oh, come now.
Here's your bags, miss. All 12 of them.
Oh.
I'll have Bertie put them away.
Oh, thank you, Sugar. Mr. Gildersleeve, you're much younger than I expected.
And you're much prettier than I expected. There's Leroy. Leroy, come over here and say hello to Miss Claiborne.
Hello. Oh, don't tell me this is little Leroy.
Yeah.
Why, the last time I saw you, you were nothing but a baby. And now, isn't he developing into the handsomest boy?
Oh, horse feathers.
Leroy.
Come with me, Dorabelle. Your room's ready.
Oh, but you shouldn't have bothered, honey. Goodbye for now, Uncle Maude. It was so charming meeting y'all.
Yeah, so long, Dorabelle.
This way, darling. There. Here's your room.
Oh, how nice and cozy. I just love being here. I just can't wait till I meet some of your charming northern boys.
But what about Harvey?
Harvey? Who's that?
Why, the boy you were engaged to. Remember you wrote me about him in April?
In April? Oh, that must have been Harvey Jackson.
Did something come between you?
Yes, the draft. I've been engaged to Joe Patterson and Sammy Fuller and Davy Lee since then.
All at once?
Why, no. What do you think I am, a flirt?
Of course not.
I'm not engaged at all at the moment, so I thought I'd come up here and meet some nice, reliable men.
Well, Ted knows a lot of nice boys.
Ted, is that your fiancé?
Well, not exactly. Yet.
Is he nice?
The kind you dream about. At least the kind I dream about.
Well.
He's been awfully attentive, but we haven't any understanding yet.
Well, my idea would be a man who can give a girl a nice home and lots of servants and cars and shopping money.
Why, Dorabelle, there's more to marriage than that. What about your happiness?
That's just what I was thinking about, Sugar Lamb.
Can I come in?
Oh, of course, Uncle Mort.
Hello, Dorabelle.
My, don't you smell nice? And don't you look handsome with your hair all slicked down?
Oh, yeah. You like it that way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes you look like a movie star.
Well, I have been told that I resembled Ronald Coleman. Except that he has a mustache, and so have I.
Now, Uncle Maude, I like you a lot better than Ronald Coleman. Why, you'd make two of him.
Yeah, I would, eh? By the way, is there anything I can do for you?
Well, you could go down to the railroad station and fetch Tuffy.
Tuffy? Who's that?
My little dog. He's waiting in the baggage room.
Oh, well, I'll be very glad to go. What kind of a hound is he?
A little Mexican hairless.
Yes. Oh, Tuffy, eh?
Hey, everybody, here's Ted.
Hello, boy. Well, hello, Ted.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, hello, Ted. Dorabelle, this is Ted.
Well, I do declare, Marjorie, if you haven't got the handsomest boyfriend.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now, you know better than that, Miss Claiborne.
Oh, don't be so formal. Just call me Dorabelle, Ted.
Well, okay, Dorabelle. Now, how do you like Summerfield?
Well, give her a chance, Ted. She's been here less than an hour.
But I know I'm going to like it, darling. 'Cause I'll be just a trifle miserable till I get my Tuffy.
Oh, yes, Tuffy.
Tuffy?
That's my little dog. He's been waiting for me at the depot.
Well, I'll be very glad to drive down there and get him.
But I was...
thank you, Ted. I don't know what I'd have done.
But I
Oh,
was...
it's nothing at all. Won't take me more than 20 minutes.
But I was...
Is that all? Well, maybe I better come along. Tuffy might be frightened.
But I was...
We'll be right back, everybody. Come on, Ted.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
But I was... What was I? Oh, yes, I was stood up.
Hey, sis, why didn't you go along?
I don't know. Oh, yes, I do. I wasn't invited.
Well. Chicken a la king for lunch again. For the third day in a row. Are you practicing to open a tea room, Bertie?
No, sir.
Dorabelle's favorite dish, Uncle Mort.
It is, huh? Where is Dorabelle?
Oh, Ted is showing us some of the sights around town.
Shall we wait luncheon for them?
No, they just phoned that they were having lunch out.
You know, Marjorie, it's really none of my business, but...
Hello, everybody. What's for lunch? Oh, cream chicken again. Why can't we have ham sandwiches for a change?
Yes. Why can't we have ham sandwiches? Bertie, take this mess away and bring us some ham sandwiches.
Yes, sir. Right away, quick. Won't take much effort. Wait a minute. What am I running for? We ain't got no ham.
Well, go out and buy some. You want a ham sandwich, too, don't you, Marjorie?
No, I'm not very hungry. If you'll excuse me, I won't have anything.
Hey, what's biting her?
A little boll weevil.
Dorabelle, huh? She gives me a pain, too. Say, Uncle Mort, does Marjorie know Dorabelle is making a play for Ted Wills?
Why do you think she left the table? Because she hates ham sandwiches?
Gee, I had a feeling that dame was poison.
When did you get this feeling?
The minute you gave her my room.
By George, I wish we'd left the frogs in the bathtub.
I can put them back.
No. Not that, Leroy. We'll fall back on that only if everything else fails.
Uncle Mort, this Dorabelle's giving Marjorie the old sabotage.
Yes.
Now, we can't count on Sis to do anything about it. She's too proud to fight back. So we got to do something.
That's right. We've got to do something. What have we got to do?
Let me see. I've got it. And it's foolproof. No.
What do you mean, no? Let's hear it.
What's the use? This idea would work like a charm, but you wouldn't stand for it.
Leroy, in the past few days, I've stood for a lot more than I can stand for, and I guess I can stand for a little more. What is it?
Well, if some high-powered guy stepped in and gave Ted a lot of competition with Dorabelle, I bet she'd get rid of Ted.
You're a bright boy, Leroy.
Especially if this other man was a bigger shot than Ted. Somebody older with plenty of dough.
Marvelous. But who could we get?
I've got them all picked out already.
You have? Who is he?
You.
Who?
You.
Who?
You.
Stop yoo-hooing, Leroy. What do you mean, me?
Gee whiz, you answered the description perfectly, Uncle Mort. Look, you're older than Ted, aren't you?
I am.
You're wealthier than he is.
I am.
And you're handsomer.
I am?
Sure you are.
Then why have you got your fingers crossed?
Why, she says you look like Ronald Coleman. I heard her myself.
No. Let's not kid ourselves, Leroy. She's half my age, and I'm twice her weight.
But she's tired of all these young, skinny sprouts, Uncle Mort. She wants to hook a rich guy.
Oh, the practical type, eh?
Now, I'll do all the hard work, convincing her you're a millionaire,
Yes.
and all you have to do is be nice to her. Give her things.
Yes.
Take her out to the movies, the mushy ones.
But I don't like mushy movies. I like Hop-Along Cassidy.
You've got to do this for Marge, Uncle Mort. How about it?
By George, I almost would. If she'd only stop using that overpowering perfume of hers, I can't stand it.
Oh, I can fix that in no time.
How?
It's easy. I'll just sneak into a room, pour half the bottle out, and fill it up again with water.
Keep this up, my boy, and someday you'll be, just keep it up.
Then you'll do it, huh? Remember, it's your duty as our uncle.
You're right, Leroy. I'll do it. But something tells me it would have been a lot easier if we'd have put those frogs in her bed.
Hiya, Dorabelle.
Hello, Sugarfoot.
Ted called just now, but I thought you were out with Uncle Mort.
Oh, I better phone Ted back. I've been neglecting him shamefully lately.
Oh, it's no use calling. He was going right out. Say, have you seen Uncle Mort around?
I think he's resting in his room till dinner time. We went to a movie this afternoon.
What did you see?
Hop-Along Cassidy. I only went along to please him.
I think Uncle Mort's doing all he can to please you, too.
Yes, I wonder why he's doing it.
Oh, you'll find out someday.
You think I will?
I hope so.
Oh, aren't you sweet? Your uncle's a very interesting man, Leroy.
Yeah. Do you know he started out as a boy with only one lobster pot, and now he's got millions?
Of lobster pots?
No, dollars.
Oh, I never knew that. I thought he was well off, but I never dreamed he was a millionaire.
Well, don't let on. He doesn't like people to like him just because he has loads of money.
As if anybody would.
No.
He's just charming and lovable and sweet and handsome all by his own self. How did he make his money, Leroy?
Why, in enterprises.
Enterprises?
Yes, he's got them scattered all over the country.
What kind of enterprises?
Oh, various, various. Of course, Uncle has always said he'd trade all of his wealth, just not to be so lonesome.
He did?
Yeah. And you know something, Dorabelle?
What, Sugar Pie?
Since he met you, he's been a different man. Too bad he's so much older than you are.
Oh, not too much. And besides, what of it?
And you're interested in somebody else.
Why, Leroy Forrester, whatever gave you that idea?
Oh, I don't know. You and Ted?
Ted Wills? Why, he's Marjorie's fella. I'm not interested in him. And when he calls up, you keep telling him I'm out.
You mean you're going to brush him off?
I will not. Let him take care of his clothes himself. Now, you run along out, Angel Cake, whilst I fix up for dinner.
Okay. Hey, Unc.
How did it go?
Oh, swell. Mickey Rooney couldn't have done it any better.
Yes. And you think it's going to work?
Sure, if you do your share. Remember, from here on, it's up to you.
I'll try my best. It isn't easy, playing patty cake with that little rattlebrain. Taking that darn dog of hers out for a walk every afternoon.
Yeah. Say, how do you keep Tuffy in line?
Well, we go to the park. I buy him 4 hamburger sandwiches. Then we both take a nap under a tree.
Well, I think Dorabelle's about ready to give Ted the gate.
Good. That'll make Marjorie happy.
Say, you better go in and try to cheer Marge up.
Huh?
She's been looking terrible lately.
By George, you're right. I'll do it right now. There's another favor I'd like to ask, Leroy.
Shoot.
See if you can dilute Dorabelle's perfume just once more.
Who's there?
It's me, Uncle Mort. Do you mind if I come in?
Oh, all right.
Oh, what's wrong, Marjorie?
Oh, sometimes people are a terrible disappointment.
Oh, there are plenty of nice people in this world.
They just seem to me nice first. Then somebody else comes along and you see them in their true colors.
Oh, now, my dear, sometimes people get their heads turned by other people.
These other people shouldn't be allowed to come between people and the people they like. They should go back home where they belong.
Now, my dear. Time wounds all heals. Why, before you know it, you'll be smiling and laughing and happy again.
But I'm happy now.
Yes, of course. I can see that. Here's a handkerchief. Yeah, that's it. You blow hard, my dear. Now, don't worry. Just leave it to your Uncle Mort.
You mean you've done something?
I surely have, Marjorie. Everything's going to be all right.
It is?
Sure. I'll let you in on a little secret. I've got a date tonight with Dorabelle.
What? You two?
Huh?
Oh, come on. How could you?
Oh. I'm telling you, Leroy, I can't go through with this another evening. Dorabelle's had me doing the rumba and the conga and the tango and the fandango till I walk with a Spanish accent. And tonight we're going to the country club dance, and she's going to teach me how to be a jitterbug. If I could only tell her what I thought of her, I'd be a happy man.
Cheer up, Uncle Mort. This can't last much longer.
No, well, neither can I. Now, you run upstairs and get my hat.
Okay.
Good idea. A jitterbug at my age. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. This is Ted.
Oh, hello, Ted.
Are you alone?
Let me look. Yes. What is it?
Well, this is rather hard for me to say, Mr. Gildersleeve, but I guess I've been pretty much of a fool.
That's a pretty good guess.
There's no use in going over the whole thing now, but I've got to see Marjorie alone and try to get her to forgive me.
An excellent idea. I'm taking Dorabelle out of the house anyway.
Oh, you're a pal, Mr. Gildersleeve. And don't think I don't know what you've done to open my eyes.
I wish I could keep mine open. I don't ever seem to get any sleep anymore. That Southern belle has put me through the ringer.
I can sympathize with you.
Huh? Yes. If it wasn't for you, I'd never be in this mess.
When shall I come around?
Just as soon as you can get here. Dora Belle and I were supposed to leave an hour ago. She should be down any minute now.
I see.
And when she does, I'm going to tell that... Oh, there you are, Dora Belle. Goodbye, Mr. McGonagall. Goodbye. That was Mr. McGonagall.
Did I keep y'all waiting long, Frocky Walkie?
No. And now, young lady, there's something I've been waiting to tell you ever since you walked into this house.
Hey, Unc, I couldn't find your hat anywhere.
Well, I better get myself so we can get going.
But Lammy Pie, you were starting to say.
I'll tell you on the way over to the house. Lammy Pie.
I can't understand your uncle. He's been so droopy lately.
Why, that's because he's in love with you. Don't you get droopy when you're in love?
Come to think of it, I do.
Sure. Why, right now you're a little droopy.
Am I, Leroy?
You bet you droop. I mean, you droop.
And you think your Uncle Mort really and truly has a fever for me?
Why, he was saying to me only just now, if I could only tell Dora Belle what I thought about her, I'd be a happy man.
Oh, Leroy, he must love me.
That's right, Miss Dora Belle.
Call me Auntie Dora Belle, Leroy.
Oh.
And you can tell Uncle that we don't need to go through any proposal business. From now on, we'll just consider ourselves engaged.
Say, where you going?
I'll be waiting in the car, nephew.
Oh, gee, now what have I done? I better tell Uncle Mort so he can...
Where's Dora Belle, Leroy?
In the car. Say, I said something to her, and she thinks that
No need for any more shenanigans, Leroy. I've got good news. Ted snapped out of his dizzy Dora Belle spell.
And he and Marjorie have made up?
Well, they will as soon as I can get that Dixie Dietrich away from the house. And when I do, I'm going to invite her to pack up and go home.
Oh, say, don't do that. I just told her...
Oh, you told her. A bright boy. Saves me the trouble, then. How soon is she leaving?
She didn't say. She thinks she's going to get...
I haven't time to dilly-dally here, Leroy. Got to get her out of the way before Ted comes. Goodbye.
But, Uncle... Oh, my...
Leroy told me what was on your mind, Throckmorton.
Yes, I know. Saved me a lot of embarrassment, too.
I just want you to know I'm ready anytime you want to set the date, honey bunny.
Well, how about tomorrow morning? There's a train leaving.
Oh, you mustn't rush me, you impetuous boy.
Well, why not? Why not? The sooner the better. And it better be sooner.
Tell me, Throckmorton, are you sure you want me to go through with this?
Positive. Say, you're not going to back out now, are you?
Oh, no. You couldn't get me to change my mind now.
Yeah, that's good. Well, this is our last night at the country club.
I have a marvelous idea. Let's announce it here.
You think we should announce it?
Oh, sure. There'll be just loads of people glad to hear the good news.
Yes, probably more than you think.
Now, let me see.
Yeah?
Who'd be the proper person to make the announcement? Why, the orchestra leader, of course.
Orchestra?
They usually... Oh, well, look, who's the new leader?
Who?
It's Danny Durant. He started playing around my hometown. Look, isn't he the handsomest orchestra leader?
Yeah, here we go again.
Oh, Danny.
Did you call me? Well, for heaven's sake, Dora Belle Claiborne, what are you doing up here?
You'll soon find out. This is Mr. Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, Danny.
Yeah, how do you do?
And he and I have an important announcement we wish you'd make from the bandstand.
Uh-oh. Up to your old tricks again, huh?
Yeah, that's right. And now she's
Now,
going home.
boys, stop teasing. Danny, we want you to announce my engagement and forthcoming marriage to Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes. What? Engagement? Marriage?
Excuse him, please, Danny.
Yes, excuse
This is his first engagement, and he's kind of nervous.
Nervous.
Throckmorton, you just calm yourself.
But you, but we...
I just can't wait till Danny makes the announcement. Can you, darling?
No, I can't wait. I've got to get out of here.
The orchestra has a short intermission right now, Dora Belle.
Fine. That'll give Danny and me time to figure out a cute way of wording the announcement and to visit a bit. See you in a few minutes, baby lion.
Oh, now you're in a mess, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. What'll people say? Yes, and they'd be right, too. Oh, now what can I do?
Uncle Mort.
Yeah?
Uncle Mort.
Oh.
Ted and I hurried here as fast as we could.
Yeah.
Leroy told us.
He was afraid he proposed to Dora Belle for you.
He did, Marjorie. Why didn't he ask me first? I'd have said no.
Did you tell her it was all a mistake?
How could I, Ted? I didn't know we were going to be married till she told that orchestra leader, and now he's going to tell everybody.
Well, if I can stop him from...
Oh, there he goes up to the bandstand now.
Where? Oh,
there.
Come on, Uncle Mort.
No, it's too late. I guess I'll just have to face the music. Yeah, there's the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an important announcement to make.
Oh, here it comes.
Not so long ago, Summerfield was visited by a beautiful vision of loveliness from down south.
Yeah.
She charmed the hearts of all the boys, but there is only one man who's going to be happy for the rest of his days.
Yes, slap happy.
This man, the envy of all Summerfield, is the one to whom she's just bestowed her hand.
Bestowed. Thrust.
Of course, you know the girl I've been talking about, Miss Dora Belle Claiborne. She's an old friend from down home.
I wish you were there now.
Well, it gives me great pleasure to announce that Miss Dora Belle Claiborne has just promised to become my wife.
What? Your wife? Hey, I've been jilted. Thank goodness.
The Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in a few minutes. But first, I have a confession to make. You see, although I am the announcer on a food program, I'm no cooking expert. No, I'm more interested in eating good food than in preparing it. But I do know this. The most important quality in food, the quality that makes you a good cook, is the flavor you give to the dishes you serve. And that's the reason more and more women are using Parquet margarine. You see, Parquet is the new Kraft margarine that tastes so good. Yes, women everywhere are discovering that Parquet is a delicious margarine that can be used so many ways. Served at the table, for instance, Parquet is sure to impress everyone with its delicate, satisfying taste. You'll find Parquet is a luscious seasoning melted over hot vegetables. For baking, Parquet margarine is a genuine flavor shortening that makes cookies, cakes, and pie crust that fairly melt in your mouth. And then there's pan frying. Yes, Parquet adds flavor to pan-fried foods, too, and it doesn't spatter or stick to the pan. And remember, Parquet margarine is a nutritious food that contains vitamin A, yet it's economical, too. So next time you order, ask for delicious, economical Parquet. Parkay. Just say, I want Parquet, the delicious margarine that's made by Kraft. Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, Mr. Bannon?
I'd like to read a resolution we received from Gildersleeve, Connecticut.
Oh, well, go right ahead.
Here it is. Whereas the town of Portland, celebrating its 100th anniversary, desires to honor that part of the town known as Gildersleeve and the person who has chosen that name in providing joy and entertainment to the nation, and whereas the first Gildersleeve built the fleet which helped win the War of 1812, and the great Gildersleeve of the modern airways is building happiness for the American people, we, the Centennial Committee, do solemnly declare and herewith appoint the great Gildersleeve honorary mayor of the village of Gildersleeve in the town of Portland, state of Connecticut, given under my hand and seal on this 19th day of September, 1941. Joseph P. Bransfield, chairman.
Well... Well, I'm deeply honored. And let me say, from one Gildersleeve to another, I hope the old proverb about the first 100 years being the hardest is true. Then the next 100 years will be easier. Good night.
Original music heard on this program was composed and conducted by William Randolph. This is Jim Bannon speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and reminding you that if the community in which you live does not observe daylight saving time, the great Gildersleeve will come to you 1 hour later beginning next week. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Exciting news for join a diverse culture of Brazil. Lost in Brazil brings you to captivating videos showcasing heart-pounding adventures, mouth-watering cuisine, and hidden gems of this incredible country. From bustling cities to tranquil beaches, our videos capture the essence of Brazil's beauty. Experience the warmth of its people, the rhythm of its music, and the thrill of exploration. Click on the link in the description to find out more.
I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Old Time Radio Research Group for their remarkable efforts in preserving and archiving the captivating world of old-time radio programs. Their invaluable contribution allows us to step back in time and experience the magic of radio history firsthand. Their link is in the description below.